welcome to session number 4 of Infinite Fantasy. I'm joined by the Wholecast. Say hello, Wholecast.
Hello.
Hello, Wholecast.
Wow, that's so.
Hello, Wholecast.
Such a downer compared to the last couple. That's okay. Yes, the mood is preparing for winter storm, at least for some people. Last time, you guys had previously kind of successfully made your way out of the city of Solness into the hilly jungles at the foothills of the mountain chain nearby, and were trekking, trying to find a good spot to have the Priscillium come and pick you up at people are in the wrong box. I'll fix it in a second. At Asta's request, you were encountering some of the local wildlife, we shall say, in the jungle as you were ambushed by a number of different monsters, particularly aggressive ones, but you were able to dispatch them without too much difficulty. Afterwards, you guys made camp where some more discussions were had about maybe who to trust and opinions on the group that has kind of coalesced around the happenstance of you all being in that facility at that time. And I think we're going to pick up in the morning unless somebody wanted to backtrack to the night to do something with Agatha. Also, games.
I guess I'll try to communicate with, like, it's like a just not even like necessarily a direct communication, because the thing has communicated and has indicated the like that it exhausts them to talk, right, or the Esper to talk. But there is, like, when everybody's doing their good nights, I will make a point of that Orion does reach out to, like, good night to the Esper.
You make a wisdom roll.
And by everyone good nighting, I mostly mean everyone saying good night while Agatha listens to music. Sorry, I had the copy up instead of the real one for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, you do feel like there's the presence, not exactly a warmth, but the sort of energy, and you almost feel like they're about to say something, but it fades pretty quickly. The other thing, before I forget, none of the infusions were meant for Agatha. There's a post-session discussion about this.
No. Yeah, we had a discussion that there wasn't a spare +1 weapon infusion for Agatha from what Asta had picked.
Okay. Yeah, then I think we move to that next morning. You will wake up. It's pretty warm. Like throughout the night, it's not like you were cold, even though you don't have blankets or anything. But you were sleeping on hard ground, moss and other soft things where you could find it, but it's not like you have bedrolls and things. So it wasn't the most restful.
I guess I had blankets. We cleared that last session. I do have blankets.
You have a blanket. Yes. Everybody else is screwed.
I sleep on my coat. That's why I wear a heavy coat. But also, it's uncomfortable.
It's also what Asta has, but it was also her back is killing her today.
Hey.
Y'all criticized. Hey, y'all were like, that teenager not packed to actually get going, and here I am, the only person with a blanket.
Also, the only person that planned to leave that day.
And plan to
Eating a
leave
lolly.
in such a way that they would require a blanket. Yes, so you all wake up the next morning. You have nothing to eat, apart from Agatha, who maybe has like, still some of their like, whatever rations you thought to take on your go bag.
It's so much fruit leather.
Yep.
So much fruit leather.
Are you sharing that, or are you just keeping that for yourself?
I think Agatha would offer it. I need everybody to know it's not good. It's fruit leather.
Once again,
Leather.
if offered, Roscoe would hear
Why
the
do you
offer
have
of
so much of
calories
this?
and would take calories.
Yeah, Agatha will share her fruit leather.
Staring at it like it's
Zed,
turkey.
Zed's not going to eat fruit leather. Like not one this short. Like if things are desperate in a day, like yeah maybe, but like not the day after eating a meal. Like,
Right.
he's
Yeah.
not that
Like,
desperate.
you're hungry, but you all did have quite a bit of snake, plain.
And it's not like
snake,
Zed
but
has
snake
been eating
nonetheless.
poorly in the city.
Right.
Yeah,
you're not
there's
at
a-
risk of starving to death or anything for at least a couple weeks.
There's an established
Except
shot
for
of the
Roscoe.
camp. Roscoe's just in the blurry background, not even in focus, just attempting to rip a piece of this fruit leather off in his mouth.
Roscoe's got to hit that, 3,000 calorie to maintain the bulk. And
Yep.
He's not.
And
The bulk never ends.
can I take an offered piece of the fruit leather, and because I am proficient in weaver's tools, work out how close it is actually to the toughness of actual leather? Like, could I make it into a bracelet or a cuff?
I don't know enough about fruit leather, to be honest, to answer this question. I'm going to say no. It is
That's
not.
fine.
It is not tough enough for that.
Zed accidentally creates hide armor.
Fruit hideout. It's vegan. But I will take one piece and like stow it somewhere for if times get really tragic and Agatha has not thought to ration these very well. But also will not mention maybe you should ration them.
Orion will take a piece. Probably eat as much as you can tear off of it in that morning, if you could like not eat the whole thing, and then just ends up like chewing on it, like when you roll it up and chew on like a cigarette shaped piece of it for the next hour.
Actually, Zed's gonna like cut off a little piece and put it into his water skin to flavor his water, and then he'll just have flavored water all day because he's bougie like that.
There you go.
I guess that works. Let's see why I wouldn't. I have to clean that water skin at some point.
Yeah, Zed doesn't clean water skins. Zed just buys a new water skin. Zed at some point says, "So I think today we'll pretty rapidly hit the battlefield. You said sometime mid-morning that we'd hit it from here."
Yeah, it should be just a few hours.
How much notice do we need to give the Priscillium?
Maddie, you muted.
Sorry, I thought I had hit the unmute button. Well, seeing as how far we traveled here, probably maybe I try to notify in the next hour or so. There should be plenty of time.
Okay. He looks around and says, well, let's eat our breakfast, as he waggles the fruit that he's never going to put in his mouth. And says, and be off.
The battlefield, from what Roscoe remembered being told about it, you were saying like due to the amount of like death and stuff there, it does attract usually like undead, like monsters.
Mhm. Yeah,
Right.
you could make an Arcana check or a history check. That is your base level understanding.
Can I make a history check
I'll make it
on the battlefield?
Sure.
I will use my feature well-to-do knowledge. E.
I'm not well versed in ancient Solnum battlefields.
This isn't that old. This is from the previous war. So both of you understand that this is more just about general information. Yes, it's your understanding that some people kind of in these stories, some people believe it's like the spirits of restless dead come back to inhabit their bodies, and they turn into like undead creatures, some of which can vary greatly in appearance. Most modern people consider it they're just the same as monsters. It's Aetheryte that has has somehow utilized the corpse, and they become these undead creatures in a way that is different than when it happens with animals. This particular battlefield, it was like the final battle of the war between the Yggdrasian Empire and Stolness. There was some losses on the Imperial side, a pretty devastating defeat for the army of Solness. And the wreckage hasn't really been cleared yet. So there's still some debris, equipment, etc., that has kind of been left out there, because the Empire hasn't had time to send people to deal with the monsters. They've been busy occupying the city. We'll probably get to it at some point.
Yeah, Roscoe would just bring up again that before we head out, again, the battlefields will probably have undead loitering. So if we're going to give a heads up for it we probably don't want to linger there too long.
I'll notify
The
now.
worst crime, loitering.
All right. So do I have a way to notify? I forgot if we established that I had a way to do that.
You have a radio.
That's right. Okay.
You're getting to the edge of where that is functional as a communication device, but you could still send them a very fuzzy message.
I will do that then as we pack up what little we have for camping and hopefully wait for a response.
Okay. It's not too long before you get a response that is like, again, this is like but Holgard will reply, all right, ports reopen, be there 2 hours.
All right. I'll send back just a quick confirmation of message received and get ready to go with the others.
Said we'll kind of assume the same like sort of leadership of the group that he did the day before. But if anybody else seems like they want to take over navigating us to the battlefield, he will. Well, actually, depends on who it is. If Roscoe does, no. But yeah,
Asta will tell you to please continue because she's only ever seen it from the air, and that being a good distance away.
Unless our two Solnium natives are more versed in this area.
How likely would it be for either of us to be like how what's the distance on this? And
I mean, you're about a day and a half hike, so 30-ish miles away from the city. It's definitely possible if you are outdoorsy that you've been in this area before.
But also
It's not likely,
presumably-
necessarily.
But you're taught probably with your kingdom maps as opposed to Zed, who has seen the kingdom maps a few times, but otherwise has seen like imperial maps.
Yes. If you were geographically inclined, you should know where you are and how to get there. If you are good with maps.
like
if
if
you are
you're-
not
If
good
you're
with maps.
constantly planning to try to leave and escape, perhaps.
Yeah, what's your survival like?
Bad.
I'll let you make it with
Mhm.
intelligence.
Well, I'll do it if it can be intelligence.
No, I
Hey,
will let
hey,
I will let
better?
Agatha make it with intelligence.
Yeah, I didn't think you meant that I could do it.
Okay, so that was with wisdom. If it was with intelligence, it should be an additional that's now an 11.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you kind of roughly know the direction you're heading to begin with. So it's not too hard to just like keep heading in that direction. Eventually you will get to like where the trees start to break. The thing is you've looked at a lot of maps, but you're still in a jungle without a lot of reference to like you don't have I'll say that you maybe have a compass. So you're just like, all right, well, we're gonna go that direction because that's the direction where it should be. I think. But if you wanted to navigate to a specific spot, you probably couldn't do that. However, it is a large. It's a large battlefield.
She's got like one fantasy headphone like in one ear, the other is dangling out. She's chewing on some fruit leather, and it's like like it's just dangling out of her mouth. She's not holding it with one hand, and is like trying to make heads or tails with the compass right now, and no other reference material. We're doing great.
Great. Now that Zed has successfully essentially put Agatha in a position to not really be able to run away because we're following Agatha, after like 15 minutes, Zed is going to kind of like just walk up and be walking beside Agatha for a little bit.
And this is very important. Right side or left side?
The non-headphone side.
Damn it! That's the left side.
He's
Oh,
like
she-
watching
she-
you
she
navigate the
glances
compass.
over. Can I help you?
He shrugs a little bit and says, you're angry because of the Empire and what they did to Solness, right?
Yeah, of course. Who isn't? Like, I mean, everyone should be. Like, that's fucking stupid to not be angry.
Yes. What in particular?
I mean, like, I mean, it just doesn't sit right to like, you're not like the Empire swoops in and is like, okay, now we're telling you what to do, and they don't even live there. Like, how do they know? How do they know what's best for like what should be going on in our schools? Why did they get to like displace people, and why do they get to like enforce their own fucking economic like structures? We were doing just fine before.
Can I make a history check about Solness's economic state?
Sure.
It's in shambles.
$1 billion, 27. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that is generally true. Like it is a fairly wealthy city-state port, like in a good geographic location. It definitely also was taking, it's not like squeaky clean or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, I think Zed, mainly Zed, I wanted to roll so Zed can respond with like agreeing that yes, Solness was not a country that needed help. And even in the Empire, they don't pretend to be doing these things because places need help.
Even if we fucking did need help, what, like, coming in and just rolling over everybody isn't helping. That's just
Yes,
being a bully.
I agree with you.
Orion has no intent on getting involved in this conversation, but did drift a couple of steps closer, enough that like he could hear without straining his ears, kind of thing. But doesn't like turn to look at y'all or talk with it at all. Just
How do you
Like,
feel
I
about
guess what about you?
Sorry, what? That's
I
Jack.
said,
not
what
actually
about
at
you?
Oh, I suspect I'm not quite as rage-filled as you, but I am still furious and sorrowful about what the Empire has done. I've just been carrying it longer, I think. How do you feel about the nobility of Solness that welcomed the Empire in?
I mean, same story, right? They didn't consult with. I mean, they definitely didn't consult with me, but did we get to vote on anything? Did they listen to us when we like went out and like tried to like go to town council meetings? No, it was
No, they were
again,
self-serving.
bullying.
Yeah, they were scared, weak people that were self-serving. And those are the people that the Empire preys on initially. And then it's the people that are strong enough to fight back. I sometimes think the punishment is meted out unfairly on those willing to fight back compared to those willing to just roll over.
And most people get squished in the end.
And I suspect if we succeed in doing a world-conquering hero's journey, there will be many people that get squished.
I think Agatha just she kind of like, it's like a raises an eyebrow and then like squints a little bit. And thinks about that for a second and then goes, I mean, so what makes your resistance different?
Different than the Empire?
Than the Empire, than like the other sort of like small scale attempts to overthrow
I think-
control.
We have the benefit of reach. I don't believe that there's anything inherently good about our resistance versus any other. And compared to the Empire, we simply are an organization without the resources of the Empire. If you gave the people in charge... Okay, well, that seems rude. Zed watches Agatha literally vanish. Becomes a horror movie.
Give them a second, I guess.
It would be really funny if I monologued to the rest of you, and Kristen, as Agatha, just chose not to be listening. Giving like a very heartfelt feeling about resistance in general.
Just slowly in the conversation, just the hand reaching up to put in the other earphone.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
This bodes well.
Welcome
Majesty.
back. This time.
Yes.
Zed says, well, the benefit we have over other resistances is that we have more reach and more resources. And the benefit the Empire has over us is that they have more reach and more resources. And I don't know if you gave the leaders of my resistance or any resistance the power and resource and people of the Empire that they would do anything less heinous. But I do know that the current status quo cannot stand. Too many people are hurt. Too many people are killed. Families torn apart. History lost. So what do you do other than continue to resist? And the more people that band together, in my eyes, the better.
Why do you care?
Zed, in the exact same tone, says about the Empire, the Resistance, or this you in this conversation.
You can pick your favorite.
He smiles slightly and says, well, your passion is something that I wish more people had. So I was curious as to where that resolve comes from. And I care because I have been as affected by the Empire's war as any number of other people. Were it not for this war, I would be married, living somewhere happily. Oh, there is an intimation in what he says that it's because he was to be married and that person, and like something happened with the Empire that stopped that marriage happening. And he is implying that it is because his fiancée died.
Okay. How did you get stuck in Solness, and why is it just you three? If y'all have such like good reach and resources and whatever you said.
It's not us three. It was Roscoe and I. Asta is a contact that we had. We had a contact potentially in Silas, but I, having read his file, didn't think he was trustworthy. And the reason it's us is because we both served in the resistance for a better part of a decade. And they needed people that they could trust to find out what was happening in that warehouse at all costs. Even if that cost was that was the last mission we ever did.
Why not go talk to like the people who were organizing and leading at like the protests that we've been having for the past couple of months?
Because it didn't serve the mission on which I was sent. And Roscoe was embedded in the military, so he couldn't.
I think Agatha kind of shrugs. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm just a kid.
He says, well, I truly hope that this war doesn't persist long enough for you to become an expert in subterfuge and missions of spying. But I'll leave you to your navigation, and I appreciate the conversation.
And she gives a little wave. It's a little bit of a sarcastic one, and like pops the other earbud back in. You can hear one of the 4 songs sort of reverberating out, just even because it's too loud, and she's not gonna have like working ears in the next 10 years.
Yeah, Zed like kind of steps back a bit and watches Agatha navigating with the music and looks around for Silas. And I'm gonna talk to Silas, but I'll just message Charlie because it's not important.
Uh-oh.
So you continue on then. We're having this conversation. Eventually, you're kind of skirting around the mountain, so you're going downhill mostly. It's not too bad walking, and you get to a spot where the trees start to slowly like break cover, and partially you note because some of them are like snapped over, and you slowly moving in from like untouched jungle into like battlefield. People were moving over, like like treads having come through the footprints of these Magitech armors. There are like tents that were just left unattended after the battle ended. Big like walkers that Solnus used to pilot, like roughshod fortifications that were set up, barbed wire, planks of wood, like random like exploded vehicles or shot at vehicles, barrels, that kind of thing. And you do see a spot that you think is probably good for the ship to come and pick you up. Seems like clear enough. Kind of like right in front of one of these Stolnus walkers, which are a lot bigger than the Magitech armors, but also unwieldy and stuff, and they're all like mostly broken down. Asta, you're like, wow, like I could scavenge a ton of stuff from here, but you're also never sure when monsters might pop up.
On the way through this space, I imagine Roscoe is probably at the back of the group again to keep an eye out / be the first thing that gets smacked if something comes up from behind. Probably a long shot, but are there any, since it wasn't a super long time ago, is there any like usable rations as I pass by some of these tents or anything like that?
You can make an investigation check. That if you were asking for pretty much anything else, that would probably be easier, but it's possible.
Can I help him if Zed notices that he's like looking through some tents?
Sure.
I'd say rations or medical equipment.
Medical equipment is probably slightly easier, actually, just because. No, I guess no. They're probably military style, so they would keep longer.
It's a 12.
Oh. You do find some here and there. It's enough, I'll say, with a 12 for you to cobble together like there's like a meal ration that you find, as well as like a medical kit containing like a potion, a Phoenix down, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. At some point after finding those things, Roscoe would give a appreciative nod to Zed and then would trek up to where he assumes Agatha is still not listening to anything, and from behind would unzip the backpack and then just shove it into the backpack and zip it back.
In my backpack?
Yeah, Roscoe doesn't have a backpack.
Now hold on. Do I have to make a perception check against this?
Also, Zed would like to be trying to talk to you as you walk off.
Oh, okay.
I think
When
you
I
just
have that
you
Phoenix
could
down.
just notice this. I don't
Oh.
think they're being that subtle about it.
She goes, "Hey, who's fucking with my shit? Fuck you."
If you turned around and your face is just a ration, like a military ration bag,
Oh,
to which Roscoe, if you turned around where you can't put it in the bag, would just hold it out for you to grab with a hand up. Come down, Jewy.
what? Don't sneak up. You shouldn't sneak up on people.
I didn't. I walked.
Well, yeah, I mean, good, because you're very bad at sneaking. If that's what that was supposed to be.
You want
Sorry,
the
what are
ration-
you
do want
holding? What are you holding in front of me?
food.
Oh. Okay.
It's like a small.
Eatable food.
It's almost like a tray that you would just like. Has like a cover that you would take off, and there's food in there. It's probably not good, or not tasty in that sense. But it's got like like a small like bread cracker and some like canned meat equivalent with a vegetable.
But if at any point you take it to look at it from like Roscoe, he would take that as, okay, good, you now are holding it. So he will begin to walk off and just, if you get tired of the fruit leather.
Would you like some more fruit leather?
I'm good for the moment.
I also have
That question is what finally breaks Orion's like
trail mix.
into full laughter at you both.
It's got the trail mix has banana chips and chocolate chips and potato chips.
The trail mix is actually quite decent. It's why Miss Locke was holding it out on us earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not offering it to anyone else, just you, Roscoe, because I yelled at you unfairly.
Roscoe will just stare for a second, but then we'll hold out a hand.
Eh.
Walks away with a cupped full trail mix back over to where he thought he had heard Zed trying to get his attention.
Roscoe, can I have that Phoenix down I saw you find?
Oh, yeah, sure. What's it?
That just looks at you like this was more important than that. But he doesn't say anything, and he doesn't even use his secret eyebrow language. He looks down at the trail mix in your hand and says, I spent far longer speaking to Agatha, and I was not rewarded with what looks to be a concoction made by a child.
Tastes better than snake.
Most things are better than... When we get back to Igrolia, I'll treat you to dinner at a nice restaurant, one that you could afford back when you were still fighting.
Roscoe, you can see across his face, he takes that as an insult for a second, but then he decides to let it go at the promise of food.
Also, Zed knows how
Okay.
much you ate and how expensive that would be.
The best tasting food, free food,
Mm-hmm.
free 99.
Can you all make me perception checks as you're wondering about having this conversation?
Is our best perception person not even here?
Hey, I got a nat 20 for a 19.
I truly thought that was going to be Chris getting a critical fail.
I am not correct. I have the correct arrangement of my.
But every time I see the
Critical.
icon, I just assume it's a failure. Oh, sorry, I did that as a GM roll. for previously. We're so wise. Just such a wise group.
Yes, Asta on a crit is as good as Silas as well. Hilarious.
Well, hold on. You never. If we roll things that we were good at, outrageous.
Why are we rolling perception checks? So sorry.
Because we're walking through a
Also-
battlefield which we've been told there's dead things in.
Does
And we're all
does
good.
Agatha get disadvantage for being listening to loud music?
You're right. I probably should say that. That is correct. You probably should have disadvantage.
At one point,
I feel like that
Agatha
is,
will learn
that
these
is
things.
fair. But it doesn't matter.
Still good.
It matters in a very minor way. As you're walking
Can't be
through,
surprised anyway.
at the distance, Asta and Silas, and then shortly followed by Agatha, you notice not undead, not like people walking. There's actually a separate creature here. This looks to be like a jelly, some kind of slime monster that was actually quite hard to notice because it's sort of blended in with some things. It's like a bright red color, and there's almost even like a hint of flame on it.
Silas does that thing where you're not quite certain if you've seen something when the first second that he sees it, and kind of glances around and sees Asta looking in the same direction, and will drift near to her and hold up a hand to the group, and just kind of, do you recognize what that is? Very quietly to Asta. I'm assuming that it sounded like we were far away from it when we saw it.
Fairly far, yeah, with that.
Okay.
Can't tell too
separate.
much, but some kind of ooze creature, jelly-like creature. Probably not something we want to be touching, at the very least.
Yeah, it looks gross.
Is there a way we can route elsewhere, or
Can I roll about it if it's if I'm part of this conversation? Is it Arcana or feels like an Arcana one?
Yes, I would say.
11.
11 total? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I help everybody else with stuff. Nobody ever helps me with Arcana checks.
You're not an expert.
Rude.
It's clearly some kind of monster leaning towards like highly magical on the spectrum of things.
I will not offer that information. That feels like something everyone can tell.
Yeah.
Is it close
Probably
enough? that we
a
could kind of-
fire-based one. I'll give you that with.
Is it close enough that we could pretty safely ignore it if we're just waiting for this airship to show up? Or does it look like it's venturing closer to us?
You're still making your way like to the what you think is going to be the best spot. It's far enough away that you can just skirt around it, but you do notice that these creatures, it's not just undead.
We should probably give that thing a wide berth.
Yes.
any chance that it will interfere with your vessel?
I have honestly no idea. I don't think the Brazilian will land, though. They will likely send down a ladder for us.
Roscoe will turn to look over at Zed at the prospect of climbing up a rope ladder hanging off of an airship to see if he has a face.
He doesn't, because I have a passive deception of 21.
Okay.
But you know that underneath that passive deception, he does have a face.
I should hope he
This-
has a face.
But yeah, absolutely, Roscoe knows that well enough to know that he's not looking forward to it, but he's just stoically not accepting that it's going to happen. But yeah, Zed will just kind of point to a way that we can potentially walk around this magical fire, potentially monster.
Nope, can't hear you.
You're muted.
Sorry. You direct everybody to a slightly safer path, or what you think is a safer path, as you go. Can one of you just roll me a d20? You eventually find yourself at a spot, again, kind of more on the Solness side of the lines, next to one of these big, they're almost like crab walkers. They've got like one big barrel coming out of the center, and then like 4 main legs that are operated with a couple of like pincers. This one's like broken down. Clearly was destroyed in the battle. But you're like, okay, this is probably the best spot for the ship to like quickly come in, ladder down, and come get us. As you are doing that, what are people's passive perceptions?
17.
9.
Not great.
14.
I am the most perceptive resistance member.
17.
No, you're not. Mine's 10.
I'm 12.
I thought you said. I thought you said
13.
9. Should have brought a lookout. My Chocobo probably has better perception than you.
Your Chocobo probably has better
Probably.
perception than you.
Definitely better than me. There's no question about that. Whether it's better than Roscoe.
What's everybody kind of? Are you all just sitting around waiting? Are people still like picking through things?
Zed is actively looking for like things coming towards us.
I was gonna say Roscoe would be trying to kind of like keep a perimeter, like an eye around.
You know, Agatha has one earbud out now for perception check reasons.
And
But if,
everyone's locked in.
but if there is like broken down machinery and shit, she is poking into it so much.
All right.
Silas is hovering near you in case you set something off. Like, Silas went from like looking less attentively as everyone else was looking at the like, you know, risk of something coming up, and more looking at like the sigils and the like symbols and the colors of the different tents, kind of grimly. But then as soon as you wander off, has drifted over to just kind of hover around you.
Roscoe would just call out to Agatha at some point to look out for landmines.
Cool. She grins. She goes, "That's sick as fuck." Oh, at some point, if nothing interesting comes out, she is gonna pull out some spray paint and we'll start spray painting things onto the machines.
God, you're like literally every Final Fantasy protagonist after 7. It's very funny.
I will do a little bit of digging and stuff, but nothing.
As the two of you
My heart's not in it.
are poking around, your heart's not in. Okay, you're kind of nearby.
Could we be on a different map right now, or
I'm going to move you in a second.
okay, word.
Good to know.
Good
Yes.
to know.
You're right.
Ooh.
So two of you, Roscoe, Zed, you're kind of like, this is like a decent barrier, so you kind of have your back to something, but you're kind of like keeping an eye out this way. The others are messing around with the wreckage a little bit. The two of you see from afar a pack, you suppose, of undead soldiers start to kind of make their way up and towards you.
Hey, Agatha has out a red can of spray paint, and as she notices that the undead are shambling closer, she draws a giant target on one of the surfaces. Everyone is cutting out for me again.
Oh,
We can hear you.
we can hear you, yeah.
How are
Cool.
Yeah, we're not.
And we weren't talking.
And is going to be trying her damnedest in whatever random encounter we have to line up shots against that target.
Okay.
That's just a note for me.
So you see these things coming from pretty far off. So go ahead and let's roll initiative.
Yeah, Roscoe would give like a little, very quick, like a whistle, alert whistle to Zed.
Yeah, Zed for a change is actually noticing them at the same time as somebody else, and nods and kind of stage whispers back to Asta and be like, if you could get that cannon working, that would make this significantly easier. And then I'll roll bad on initiative. I did roll it. I'll roll it from here and tell you what it was. It was 11 before.
I added the tiebreaker as well, just for you guys. Which did end up mattering slightly. All right. As we kick things off, keep forgetting to change the prototype to everything. Agatha, you are going to be reacting first.
Great. So Agatha is immediately going to dodge off. Full movement into this little bit of debris. Can I do a quick bonus action hide?
Sure.
That's my favorite thing. I'm going to presume that that's still fine because these are zombies. For sneak attack reasons.
Oh, for the stealth, yeah, that's fine.
So dodges behind a bunch of the debris, pops up, lines up the shot. How far are they? That's like certainly within range. Right.
They're a bit of ways from you.
That's 60 feet.
Yeah.
Closest one is
You can
60
move
feet. So that should be fine for all of my ranged shit. Yeah. Lines up a shot and timed with like a particularly heavy bass drop, which again everyone can kind of hear a little bit echoing from like the other earbud that's like dangling at her fantasy earbud dangling from her neck right now, is gonna levy a firebolt at this guy.
You have advantage because you're hidden, right?
Everything
Correct.
I do have advantage. Also, once again, everyone is cutting out just a little bit for me.
Weird.
You sound fine to me.
Unless I am told otherwise in a way that I actually touch,
Yes,
I'm going
that
to use one of
hits.
the amateur's intuition to grab the sneak attack on top of that. So we'll take 18 damage total on the first zombie on the first zombie.
Zamboni.
Zed wouldn't have seen it coming.
Just
Nice.
kill Zed.
Just do not that much of Zed's health.
$18, is that right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, it takes like a big blow. You kind of drive this firebolt into its chest, but it kind of still presses onwards. After that, I think that's everything for you. It's gonna be one of the ghouls' turns. I'm trying to do their HPs real quick as well. This one. This is going to move up, kind of getting some cover, and we'll actually rifle. In Roscoe's
gun
turn.
zombies.
Oh, sorry. Let me deal. That was a great thing. Against Roscoe.
Does hit.
Right.
That is a good shot.
Classic
Those.
Roscoe doesn't get
It's gonna
to
be
trance and
Roscoe's
gets
turn.
16 damage.
Classic.
Nobody's ever been punished by initiative as much as Chris has in this game.
Roscoe is going to bonus action trance. Letting his arms get coated in fire as he's going to move up his movement speed. To this one, because I think this is the one that got hit by the firebolt.
Yes, that's correct.
And then it's going to I'm out of movement speed, so I can't coordinate attack. I will reckless attack. Glad I'm recklessing. $28 to hit.
Yeah. You hit God.
Which is a Final Fantasy game. We will have to fight. Like, it's just coming.
This is a wrong hit before I do. 19 for second punch.
Yes, that's also gonna hit. They're wearing like the Imperial standard armor. They're just undead.
Rolling it all together, that is 31 points of damage.
You kill it with that second punch. As it was already softened up by Agatha. What damage type are you using right now?
Fire.
You just like blow it up.
Yeah, in the run, I just want to do like one of those like 1-inch punch things and just like launch it over that pipe in the background.
Light's dead. Asta.
I am just going to shoot my gun at. I guess I can't probably see them because I have a wall in front of me. Could I move to here and get line of sight on one of them?
It's like a chest high wall. You're
Oh,
tall.
okay. I am tall. Damn, he's 60 feet. So that's going to be a disadvantage. My range.
Oh, yeah, because you got the shotty.
Of course, it's a wasted crit.
Still a hit.
Damn it.
Still
Still a hit though. All right.
Yep.
12 damage then for my gun. And then I don't think it's going to be useful. I think it's a 60-foot throw, so that's not going to be a very helpful throw. So that's actually all I will do.
Yeah, you could only hit. I mean, I think you could only hit one of them, no matter what.
I could hit one of them because, yeah. So I will hold off on doing a bomb.
Right. Zed.
Zed raises his finger, and that crosshair appears, and I'll scan the closest one. What is the skill check for it?
This would be a history check.
Oh, my best one. Thought that was gonna be a natural one. Give me immunities and it's dexterity saving throw.
Okay. They're immune to poison damage. You want damage immunities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's immune to poison damage. It has a +5 dex save.
Okay. Oh, quick. +5 dex. Then I will, having given up my movement, pull out my other hand, which has a pistol in it, and I will use my pistol to try and shoot that one. And this will be great. 14.
That will miss. I will.
Such bad damage.
Mm,
That's fine.
glance
Don't
off
even worry
the
about
armor.
it. I'm glad it missed. And then Zed gets really annoyed, and he starts to the puppet strings on his hand as he like kind of drops the pistol. The puppet strings come up, and he flicks them out. But there's like a really soothing jingle as if it's connected to wing chimes, and I'll just healing word the one that I failed to hit at second level. That feels bad, but sure, whatever.
Sure. It
For
takes
9 damage
9
to the zombie.
damage.
And that's me done.
Relatively minor, but that's kind of. You can see the
For me,
holy,
that's
the
quite
holy
good damage.
magic. That's true. The holy magic kind of drains some of its energy as it slumps for a second, but continues on. The 2 Imperial ghouls, which really all Imperials are ghouls.
Yes, accurate. Well, actually,
Stagger forwards.
Zed's from the Empire.
And just this guy is going to go at Roscoe with a bite and a claw.
With advantage.
Are you rolling things
I'm gonna have to
privately on
click the
purpose
button.
right now?
Oh, no. So I was doing the HPs a second ago. Hold on. 18 and 11.
11
With
minutes.
advantage. 3 and
Oh.
2.
All right, both hit.
Okay, I need you to make a con save.
Well, that's not good,
No, you're fine.
but it's better.
They're pretty saves. But you do take that damage, of course, half because you're transing.
Yeah.
So
Still a good-
9
good
and
chunk.
7. That's its go. The other one isn't going to go for Roscoe. It's going to lumber forwards and take a shot at.
Does it happen to
Yeah.
pass by Roscoe?
Not
tell in
within
the bathroom.
5 feet.
Okay.
No, it moved. Take a shot at Agatha. I thought that was a crit for a second. Missing. I forget what your race is.
Missing.
Just barely missing you. And then it's gonna be Silas's turn.
Cool. Silas is gonna move 30 feet forward. This kind of brightest area. And then spiritual weapon is gonna pop up. Next to the zombie that's attacking Roscoe.
Fix this thing.
Come on. Okay. There we go.
Attack roll. That's gonna miss, I believe. I don't
Yeah,
know
'cause
your
it's-
exact modifiers, but
Yeah, no, it's gonna miss.
you have a plus 10.
And then and then I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on that one as well. And I guess this is the first time that Silas has cast Sacred Flame, so if it hits, I'll narrate it, but if not, I'm not gonna bother. It's a DC 15 dex saving throw.
On the one fighting Roscoe still?
Yeah.
I guess I can click that button. I always forget. Pass.
Tragedy.
Narrowly passing.
All right. That's that.
Before Agatha goes, as though called by the noise of battle,
Is it that ooze? Is that ooze coming for us?
What's the ooze?
yeah, though it's disappeared from. Oh, I moved it on accident. Coming, it's not that specific ooze that you saw, but coming crawling out of bits of the armors are two large ooze creatures. They're quite slow, so they're probably not going to go right away. Yes, two of these large oozes kind of seep their way out of the machinery. But it is your turn, Agatha.
I chose you. We are gonna move forward a bit. And pop over here. No, different order of operations. Okay, so starting from where Agatha was, I am going to do a bonus action. Like she pops back under, presses her back against like the bits of debris, scooches within her 5-foot little box, and then and I'll roll that stealth real quick. I pops back up, leverages a shot on the one that took a shot at her, shouts, "Learn how to aim, you stupid idiot!" And this time we'll just shoot. Okay. And sneak attack on top of that. I made a lot of assumptions about if I hit or not.
That's okay, you do.
Cool. And then we'll pop back out from under the debris. Is going to. So that was 20. Start making her way to get into melee.
Sorry, and which one were you shooting at? This one? Beefy boy. All right. Takes that blow.
So that was 22 damage total. Everyone has cut out.
I don't know why. All right. Yes, that happens. This school then is going to move over. Yep, and hit Agatha with a bite and a claw. Goodness. Yeah, missing and missing narrowly. Just fine. And this can be Roscoe's turn.
Roscoe sees Zed cast a healing spell on one of these things, and it seems to not like it. So Roscoe will look over at Zed for a second, and then will shrug, and he will clench his fist around a healing potion, and will punch this one in the face.
Brilliant. I love it.
As a healing punch move.
Yes. I'll do reckless again. That's like a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Can I add a healing potions healing onto this punch?
So
So you're shattering the potion onto your fist to punch it into the guy?
Specifically, Roscoe grabs the healing potion in his hands, and my head is like a vial, and the impact of the punch into this thing's face is what's going to break it and then like splatter that forward.
Sure, I'll let you add a d4 plus 1. I don't think all of the potion juices get onto the fist. Some of it just is on the ground.
Does that mean I heal for a d4 plus 1?
No.
The long-term
Worth a-
terrible
worth a shot.
precedent to set.
Worth a shot.
I like the idea that Roscoe's such a proficient boxer that it never occurs to him to just like blast this thing with a healing potion. He's like, I gotta throw a punch still.
So the regular punch is 15 damage. Plus 3 healing.
Right, yeah. It's going to do
All this little
18.
healing helps.
And it's still up, right?
Yeah, it definitely still up. This one hadn't
Okay,
been
well then-
damaged previously.
Yeah, then just regular punch after that.
Yeah, that's going to hit. You're also like, it's quickly boiling away because your hand's flames. Yeah, it is not looking good. It's like, slightly on fire. The almost burn mark from where it's been hit with the potion. It is not looking too hot. It's going to be Asta's turn. They have another problem to deal with.
Yep, I have a new problem. I'm going to do Scorching Ray at those guys behind me.
These things are made of, they're like fire, right?
Yeah,
Oh wait, are they made of? Oh,
Yeah.
they're not
Like
made
very-
of fire.
I did
per
not
se,
hear that
but,
part.
Um,
can I
to be
can I take
fair-
that back?
Maybe.
I did
Maybe-
I did get that with a roll that I chose not to share because it was such a bad roll.
Maybe
Oh.
they're made of gasoline.
They just look, they have fire in them as part of the description.
Can I have my spell back, Andrew?
Sure, I'll allow it. They're obviously flame related.
I will
They
instead
have,
cast
as
Burning
you're
Hands.
looking at them, they have like unspent artillery shells like floating around
Oh,
in
okay.
the
Ooh.
in the mix.
That's bad.
Awful. God, they're so far away from each other though, too.
Just let 'em
Well,
get
then I
closer.
guess I don't want to get closer to that if I don't have to. Okay. I'm just going to shoot my gun at the closer one. And then I will throw a bomb after that. Where's my?
I tried to make a more accurate token, but it wasn't. It just wasn't cooperating.
It's only an 11.
With that description of having artillery shells inside of the ooze,
Yeah.
that's gonna miss.
Okay. I always forget if I have to have hit or if it's just make an attack. Do my bombs.
You can throw the bomb. You don't have to hit. You just have to. It's
Okay.
like the wording of extra attack.
Then I will throw my one ice bomb at that one closest to me.
Good choice. They
That's a 3c6 roll.
seem
very good.
pretty weak to that, and they're also pretty slow.
You rolled it privately.
Sorry, it's bad.
Oh, they are
Yeah.
very slow.
Yeah, they're. I mean, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it partially freezes. Again, seeming pretty affected by its cold damage. That's gonna be As's
Alright, that's
go.
turn.
Zed.
Zed kind of looks over to where Roscoe is just absolutely pummeling this one thing. Agatha's over there. Silas is going in that direction. They've probably got that covered. So he just turns and then points the same finger and scans the undamaged one of these. It's Arcana for these, right? 'Cause
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Apparently, I will never learn anything about this. These things are an
yeah, that's not-
enigma.
You're like looking at it, trying to understand it, not sure what's going on.
That's fine. But I saw
They're
that it
very
was
strange.
I'm
Yes,
going
you
to
did.
cast reciprocating portal, creating 2 10-foot diameter portals underneath those 2. It's a DC 16 dex save.
Right. They both fail.
So they both fall through the portal, disappear into a demiplane where they're stunned. At the start of my next turn, they come back, take 6d6 damage, and are prone.
Well, these things can't be prone, but yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like Zed calls out, I bought us a couple of seconds, and then I'll turn around and I will check my range to everything in the world.
I'm gonna base these out because I'm not really there right now. Targeted.
I will cast Needles, just throwing up the cords, and a cactus appears and shoots some needles at the one that's fighting Agatha. For 5 points. One day. One day I'll get a good roll on this.
It's all right, not bad. The artillery ooze sees the void for a moment. The Imperial Ghoul's gonna go. It's gonna continue its back and forth with Roscoe. Doing. Did you reckless last time?
Yeah.
I will do the advantage. That's what I have to do. Missing and hitting. For 10 points of damage to you, and I need you to make a con save.
Yep.
Ooh, you are paralyzed. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So it's basically just like biting into you, and you feel like some kind of venom like seize your muscles for a moment. As that happens, it's going to be this one's turn, which is going to not attack at that. I think it's going to run over and shoot at Zed. Hitting?
That misses because of my infused armor.
Narrowly missing. That's gonna be its go. Silas.
All right. Silas's spiritual weapon is gonna pop off on the one on Roscoe.
Yep, that's gonna.
Don't
crit.
say your thing's gonna pop off and then crit. That's basically a hate crime.
Okay, the damage could be bad.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not exactly a fight fighter. Come on. Yep, see, there you go.
You do get another D8. So 11, not quite enough to take it out.
How tanky is this thing?
It rolled so good. When Andrew rolled it, he said that's
Very.
a huge roll.
This one, you guys have kind of been splitting your damage as well. So there's that.
Yeah.
But it is looking pretty weak.
It's looking quite dead.
Yeah. I thought it was going to go down to this, but I forgot that spiritual weapons didn't do that much damage.
Yeah. Other than Roscoe, the rest of y'all are looking fine though, right? Nobody's in
Haven't
urgent
been
need
hit
of
once,
healing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
then I'll just sacred flame it just to try to knock it out. 15.
You're not going to output it?
Oh, I mean, I can. I just.
Yes, it dies.
Cool.
Just barely.
So Sacred Flame looks like Silas has like reached into his pocket and he doesn't like fully pull out a deck of cards, but he
Mhm.
like fans the edges of them. And I don't know if you've ever seen like a jet fuel or like methanol fire or like a fire on like a racetrack,
Mhm.
but where suddenly people are just like leaping around and patting out their jumpsuits because the flames are
Can't see it.
invisible. Yeah, it's that kind of fire with where you just barely see these thin ribbons of like rainbow
Like
colors
just the
here
heat.
and there.
Yeah.
Yep, but the heat just crisps it away.
Collapsing.
And then I'm going to use my 30 feet of movement to try to get closer without getting immediately obliterated by this zombie. Yeah. Get to you with the.
Yeah, it still says you're unconscious for some reason.
That's why my.
Silas was unconscious this whole time. We didn't notice. Silas was being puppeted by a small cat with a megaphone.
This ooze continues to see the void. And then it's going to be Agatha's turn.
Okay, she goes as this new undead rat bastard is now in her reach, and is going to real quick swap the pistol for the her crusty dusty grandfather collectible rapier, and it's gonna take like a little like a panicked booming blade swipe at this guy.
Yes, that's going to hit.
Cool. So we'll add the booming blade damage on top of that. And maybe he'll move. Wouldn't that be crazy? No sneak attack on him, but I am gonna take advantage of the fact that I can now disengage without burning a bonus action or an action. To hop back behind this little bit of debris and do a bonus action hide.
All right. Just like you pull a solid snake, pull the cardboard box over yourself. You're like, I'm not here anymore.
There's a tablecloth there, just randomly.
Yeah, you try to like throw some, like make it look like you've gone farther back than you actually have. All right, that ghoul. It's definitely gonna move because it's gonna search for you. I'm gonna just have to make a wisdom roll as it moves forwards. It just can't see, moves, doesn't know where you're at, so it's gonna move on to its next target,
That's crazy.
which is
That's
Zed.
insane.
Did it move past Agatha for an opportunity attack?
Yes, it did. That will break your stealth though. It's probably gonna die.
So there was the extra booming
Still
blade
up.
there.
Still up.
Cool. No, I'm happy to break the stealth to take a little
Right.
snap at it. Would I get because this is an attack of opportunity? This is a rules question. Do I still get? I don't think I get sneak attack on attacks of opportunity, but do I
do.
still get like advantage from being hidden?
No, you do get sneak attack
Oh.
because it is not your
Word.
It's
Yeah.
it's every turn, not every round. Although I think they changed it in 2024 to make it buzz.
Yeah.
But
Word.
yeah, it's every turn, which is why like Commander Strike is really good and attacks of opportunity.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'll take another little rapier whip.
Whoa. I thought that was a 20 for so long.
Yeah.
And that should have been an advantage. And then
that's gonna hit.
sneak attack on top of that.
Definitely dead.
That's
It was
gonna get it.
already.
That's
It
gonna
was
get it.
already dead. It was
But
dead
it's extra
beforehand.
dead.
It had 9 HP, or sorry, it had 2 HP. Sorry. It dies here.
Agatha just continues wailing on it. Yeah.
Roscoe
Zed gives an
go ahead and make
appreciative
me
like
a
wave.
save. So you break the paralyze at the end of your turn. You shake it off. The creature having done this to you, having long since been killed. Asta. Excuse me.
Okay, oops, my sheet is hiding everything. Okay. All right. I'm just going to stay where I am and shoot at this guy. Actually, I might do my firebolt. Actually, see what happens to that guy. Why not? Almost terrible,
Yeah,
but a
that
19,
hits.
27. All right, a whopping 5 that fire damage.
Okay.
And that is it for me.
Right. Zed.
The things come back.
Is that the start or the end?
Start. Because theoretically, like, I could get advantage from them being prone and stuff.
Oh, that's
That
not
was that
how
kind of
much
thing.
it is. Yeah.
Um,
Three things. I think it was 10. And it's
Zed was like, every moment of his brain was like, okay, we're gonna back up, get some cover from these things that clearly have bullets inside them. Like, these things are gonna explode in some fashion that is bad. And then Asta just stands there. And he has to decide if he's gonna go in front of Asta or behind the truck. And I think he will lean towards God damn it. I'll cast a 3rd level Armor of Agathis. That will absolutely never be useful. How do I do this? That one. For 15. And then I'm going to move forward, which means I can't scan. And I'm going to try and get cover behind this thing, like from at least one of them if possible, and just, I guess I'll stone the one that Asta already hit. Does a 19 hit?
19 will hit. Yeah.
It takes 11 damage and is confused, if it is possible to confuse it, which probably it isn't.
No, I can't.
And then that's it. I didn't think so. But yeah, that's it.
That does look pretty damaged. All right. As its bonus action, it is going to shoot out one of these artillery shells. Output. I guess on Zed. So I need you to make a duel. That's kind of bad. A deck save. All right, you're
18.
fine. You take 3.
3.
You take 3 points of damage. Yeah.
I didn't see the damage roll.
This is its bonus action. For its
Yeah.
action, it is going to kind of undulate, like rising up, and cast a spell. It'll move. This is the greatest thing ever. That's true.
This is the greatest thing ever because you can hit a bunch of stuff.
I think there's a way to make it hit. Ooh, that might be too far. It's sad. It is just gonna hit. Asta, as a line of flame erupts forward from it. You need to make a deck save. I thought I could hit Agatha too, but they're too far away.
17.
All right, you take 8 points of flame damage, and that's gonna be that one's turn. This ghoul. Let's go attack Silas. Witnessing. Probably hitting.
Second one hits.
Can you make me a con save?
Yep.
21 points damage. And be paralyzed.
Got it.
But you get to make another save. Still paralyzed. The other ooze is going to.
Is Silas just happy to be able to rest? Is that why he doesn't want to break this paralysis? Like 5. I don't have to
is
be
going
standing up on my
to
own.
artillery at Agatha. You to make a deck save.
Oh, oh
Just
no.
a really small amount of
Whatever.
damage.
Oh
We did
man.
this so well that the 3 that are good at deck saves are fighting the deck save artillery users.
Yep.
Okay, you take 2 points of damage. It's just
Oh
small
no.
blows up next to you.
You kind of evasion that
Oh,
down
I
to 1.
recovered.
Andrew, want to
fact,
do a
she-
thing that the ooze will not, because it doesn't make sense. It's going to move up
Just single target fireballs. Agatha.
and listen, I thought about it. Is going to do a
Don't you know, Agatha did say that in character.
yeah, but it can't speak. It's just hitting dead with this.
Oh, that's rude.
You take 11
Well,
points
the
of
good
flame
news
damage.
is that I still
And
have.
it seems to
Yeah,
heal
that
its
is-
ally slightly with this.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's gonna be Agatha's turn.
Okay. Bonus action hide again. So there's that. And then she pops back up and is going to target the the last undead who's next to Silas with a firebolt.
You don't want to hit the fire ooze with the firebolt? No.
No, I don't. And I'm going to
that hits.
expend some amateur intuition on this. Are we ready for an overkill?
I would
I
love
don't
an
know
overkill.
that this has been that hit that
It
much.
hasn't been dead. This is the one that rolled really good on its HP. But you do also
Okay.
get 2 extra D10 from Firebolt. Don't forget.
Yeah. So so that was the first 2d10, and then you can make that. Do 2 more d10, and then crits apply to sneak attack damage also, right?
Yes, it does.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So there's the first 3 for that, second 3 for that. Oh,
Not quite.
Was that 2 1s,
but
2 3s, and 2 6s?
almost taking it out.
No.
I'm upsetting.
It's
That's crazy.
it's
damage.
not that close, but you could have done it if you had rolled better.
I'm
Particularly
so
those-
mad.
That first D10. All right. Do you want to move?
Yeah, I'm getting in melee with this fucker.
Probably good. Roscoe. I mean, it's gonna die right now, actually. So
Roscoe's going to just roadie
Get in
run
melee with this
through-
fucker.
Yeah, just roadie run through all this debris up next to slide into like a guarding stance and just gonna try to punch it in the gut as I use my bonus action to expend the fire aetherite.
there's that actually
Terrible
misses.
Okay, one of them hit.
Definitely dead, but we'll see how dead. Yep,
Or 18.
definitely dead. As your flame fist exhaust just blasting it with heat, as then your arm switches to
Yep.
the next thing.
Roscoe specifically hits the spot Agatha just obliterated to the weak point.
You like bisect this with between the two of you, with blows to its abdomen.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's all I can do.
Ask.
I'm gonna try a Tasha's Caustic Brew. Can figure out how this there. Wow, what 8 damage?
Well, it's only 2d4.
Yeah, it's only 2d4. Apologies for the neighbor dog.
And it's at the
barking.
start of each of its turn.
Yes, they both fail.
Great, so both take 5 acid damage for now. And I'm concentrating on that spell. And that's all I can do because I don't have any other bonus actions available to me.
I think Zed is gonna try and goad the one that is between him and Asta into hitting him as he like backs up onto this thing.
Sure. Their base attack isn't.
I have a very finite amount of cold damage I can access, so I'm gonna try and get the most out of it. Is this going to be a classic I walk out of range of an enemy that you say is bad and then you crit me with it?
I'm just making sure it's correctly.
The base attack is bad. It just does
I
100 fire
honestly
damage.
didn't expect anybody to get that close to these creatures. I mean, it's not great. I mean, I could roll really
Well,
good,
yeah,
I
that
guess.
hits. It takes 15 cold damage. But I am sad.
Which is a lot of cold damage to it.
Yes.
It's looking
Can I
very
tell
half
that the cold
frozen.
damage is very
Yes.
effective?
Yeah, it seems pretty obvious to
Okay.
anybody who's watching.
Oh, do I have to roll a thing?
I know it says acid.
Or do I just get immediately grappled?
No, you are grappled.
Okay, great. So I'm back there. Oh, it's 10 foot reach, so yeah. Great, fantastic. Grappled is just no speed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's annoying. I will.
It says acid, it's fire.
Sure.
That's the thing.
Zed, in the grasp of this thing, will throw out another needles attack because it just guarantees damage for 5.
It takes those needles. Like
And
searing
then,
a jello.
And he's like thinking about what to do, his predicament, and he just pulls like up his hand out of the grapple for a moment and like twirls it to bring back Armor of Agathis, and I'll just recast it at 3rd level again. Because
Probably a good move.
I think that 15 health might be important.
Seeing a pretty good opportunity. I'm gonna need the people in the back.
Oh, I also will yell, don't hit these with fire.
Good info.
Yep.
It's mainly
Definitely
for
not.
Roscoe.
Heard.
Oh no.
And I need you to wow, that's really bad damage. But I need the 3 of you to make me a dex save. Charlie, I believe you auto fail.
Or yes, I think still paralyzed.
Hey.
I'll go down then.
Disadvantage.
No, it's automatically fail.
Oh, yeah. You take 20. And fall unconscious. But that's gonna be that Ooze's turn.
That condition knew that it wanted.
What was
it needed to
what
be
was
back up.
what was the DC?
16.
16. 16.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Cool.
So yeah, Roscoe, you
That one
pass.
didn't
That's
give
a
us
bummer.
Okay,
I'm gonna bonus action or not bonus. I'm gonna reaction.
Really? It's
Add that.
weird. Right. That makes
I think
sense.
evasion is the one that helps you with the reaction. I think it's
Yeah, uncanny
no,
dodge is
'cause uncanny-
attack
it's
rolls.
Uncanny dodge is only if it's attack rolls. Wait.
Yep.
Evasion is, I think,
Uncanny
yeah,
dodge.
or evasion's level
So
anyway, right?
evasion is level 7 and also is not a reaction. That's just something that you're
It just
able to do
goes
as a
off.
rogue when you
Yeah.
get it.
Just goes off.
I'm saying I'm using uncanny dodge to have which
which-
burns the reaction.
Which does
But
require
does that-
an attack roll.
Attack roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Silas, go ahead and make that save.
Literally, once a combat Silas goes down. I mean, if I die, we're very far apart. Like if I go down, we're very far apart. So
Well, it's a good thing you've just got
Like,
one
that's what
Phoenix
Silas rolled
down in
last
your
time.
backpack. All right, you got one fail. This ooze is gonna shoot a shell. Yes.
Where's my thing? Tasha's thing?
Oh yeah. Go roll the damage. It's gonna hit you back as well.
I'm trying to figure out how can I like do that damage
It
again.
also the damage doesn't happen when you apply the spell. It's the first instance is at the start of its turn. Because
Okay,
it's not
so
a
that, so
save
they would have
to get
just
rid
taken
of.
that stuff.
Yeah. It's not a save to get rid of, it's an
Uh,
action is the only way to get it off. So
I think I already reduced it.
it's
so-
actually really
so
good.
It's fine.
It's a
Okay.
really it's a really good sticky long duration spell. Except its concentration.
At the start of each turn. Okay, so it takes that 5 now, so now it needs to, yeah, if it wants to attack, it can attack, otherwise it'll have acid again next turn.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah, it's not removing that acid. But I
Okay,
need you to make a deck save.
Great.
Okay, you're fine. You still take
That's
half,
your
so
third
it's
crit this fight.
3.
I know.
It's gonna adjust slightly. Do you know why it's gonna adjust slightly? It's gonna hit you with Scorcher. Also heal its buddy slightly.
There is no penalty to being grappled to deck saves, which is dumb. But
Yep. It's just how the game goes. Alright, so you're
I
gonna
still
take
maintain my concentration.
6.
we both take 6.
And then it's gonna be Agatha's turn.
Okie dokie. So we're going to scuttle over to this truck. Am I able to wedge myself under it for a hide action or for the hide bonus action?
Yes. I will say if you remain under it, you're gonna be prone. So you will have disadvantage on deck saves. But you could do that.
Okie doke.
No.
No, because I am planning on doing the Agatha special of hide pop out to break that.
It's not tall enough for you to like crouch under. You'd have to like fully slide.
So we come in. Wouldn't it be great if
Yes, you are
works?
stealthed.
wait, okay, I'm sorry, everything is I didn't see the roll, so I'm gonna refresh real quick.
That's good. It was a 25. Or 26 actually.
Oh, 26, great.
Hey.
We're gonna pop back out, pistol drawn. So I think importantly, this is the feature that I said at the beginning of this fight that I've drawn a giant target on. So it's standing in front of my giant target.
That's correct. It is.
And it's oozy and a little bit see-through, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just fun. This is fun for me.
Like this is where you reveal you have an ability I wasn't aware of, where if you shoot the target,
No,
damage.
it's just fun for me.
Yes, that was it.
And then I'll take my sneak attack on top. Not that one. I'll take my sneak attack on top of that.
Getting rid of all that
Like,
damage, it
pops
just
back
healed, and then some.
Great. That's it.
Right. Roscoe, you are very far from the action.
I am. Roscoe is going to first use his bonus action to, seeing the amount of fire being lobbed over this debris, will use his Roscoe brain and go opposite of that, probably better. And Frost will begin to like coat up his arms as he uses the switches over to cold, his bonus action. How tall are these walls? Are they like easy to hop
They're
over?
like chest high. So for Roscoe, like mid stomach, I guess.
Would they interrupt my movement speed if I just wanted to go through them?
Make an athletics check to like vault them quickly. To do like a quick side hop. Yeah, you totally you could just walk through them actually. You could just turn ready to run and
I
just
think he does. I think
blast them open.
if anyone's watched the Cloudy Who Chance of Meatballs movie, it's the cop run through the through a couple of the walls.
Yes. Good.
And he will use his action to dash specifically to get in front of like not Agatha, but Asta in like a slide. As he just bursts through these walls, fists up. But just wanting to get into the combat, that will be my turn.
Asta.
I'm still concentrating on my Tasha's Cossack stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yes, good job, Majesty, biting my jacket thing.
But you do have grenades and a shotgun.
Things that will certainly be useful. I will do. I guess I'll choose my shotgun. Yeah, I'll shoot the one closest to me.
That will hit.
Okay, so 6 damage, and then I will
That
yeet
will kill
a.
it.
Yay. Then for the back one, I will chuck not a grenade because I believe that is fire damage,
Yes.
unless I am mistaken.
Yeah, probably the crowd.
Yes, so I will do my noxious gas one instead.
Okay.
Of course, avoiding
Sad.
that. So sad.
Is there a reason why you're not using the cold one?
I've only have one. I already used it. I didn't use the resource stuff for whatever reason. I used it when they first popped up.
Oh, okay. So here's where misunderstanding happened. You can choose which bomb on the fly. You don't have to pre-choose the bombs.
I don't?
No.
Oh. Oh, but I thought that like I can make them. Like I can make up to 5.
Yeah, the yes. So the way it works is that you are making them like on the fly. You have like enough components to make them like a certain amount per day.
Okay. So it's not that I have to
Well,
like, I
that's
make them
much
up every
better.
morning. It's okay. So that's me misunderstanding how these have worked the whole
It's
time.
you like it's you like basically taking the time to like gather enough stuff and package them so that you can quickly make a
I
bomb in
understand.
combat. Yeah.
Okay, I will change that. Then
That's why
can it-
they
okay,
they don't last that long.
got it. Okay, I thought it was just kind of like I make them every day. I just make a certain amount every day, and that's it.
Right. I can see how maybe that was slightly confusing. That would be much worse.
Cool. So I was making myself worse.
Sorry.
Okay. Then can I make that be cold damage instead of poison
Yeah,
damage?
that's fine. We can
Okay.
I think it's otherwise the same, so we can just keep that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and just change those things.
Good amount of damage. Right. You kill the one, and then the second one erupts in a shivering cold. I think its movement speed is reduced, but that's not too important in this instant. It will be then Zed's turn.
Zed, released by the one that died, kind of lands shakily on his feet, and then will employ the same tactic of trying to get this one to punch him to deal cold damage with Armor of Agathis on the way past.
Sure.
And I'll get grappled by that one, I'm sure. It's better for it to hit me, but I don't like being grappled.
Again, the text is wrong, but the damage is correct.
No, that
Misses.
Zed stands next to Roscoe and kind of turns and says, nice of you to join us in the adults fight.
Meanwhile, Silas unconscious on the ground.
Chris can't respond.
I would say, Ross was like, yeah, right. Also, old man's down.
Oh,
That's not good.
Looks a thumb just over to like a pile of debris that Silas is like.
Zed turns slightly, kind of notices where, and then the big, large beaked bird appears behind him, and just a soothing wind hits all of us for 3 points of healing damage. And then I will. I got to use an actual spell. That's rude. I will mind whip this thing. I don't know if that'll even work.
This is a charm effect.
No.
No.
It doesn't have a
not
reason that it doesn't work.
It's not immune to
Other than
second
psychic
damage,
damage.
so no, it still does the thing.
Maddie and I
Yeah.
are not good at rolling d6s.
Nope.
I should probably
Yeah, so it's an
actually
intelligence
roll that
save, and
Yeah, I mean,
if it fails, it can't take a reaction.
it fails.
So it can't take a reaction, and it has to choose between move, action, or bonus action. It can only do one of the 3 next turn. But I am done.
Right, Silas, you have 3 HP,
Oh, I didn't heal myself.
Cool.
but you're not near anything anymore.
Which is nice, which is very nice. I'm gonna move my movement, and I'm gonna move the spiritual weapon that whole 30 feet that it can move, and then let's see, what should I get in terms of range here? Come on, Jesus Christ. 2. Yep. Okay. And I will point out that while I have described my sacred flame as very flame-like, it is still radiant damage.
Yes.
And come on. I'm gonna throw the Toll the Dead on it since it's been wounded.
Yeah, that was probably good.
15 wisdom saving throw,
Or I could just roll great.
or it'll just be uncannily wise.
I mean, it's going to be good at some saving throws, and like it's very bad at other ones.
It's not dexterous, it's not smart, but it is as a +1 wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Wiser than the
And
average
I will
human.
invigorate myself.
Yes, that's a good choice. I need the 3 of you, Asta, Roscoe, and Zed, to do the save against this artillery. It is a 5x5 square. Well,
So-
just forget about
So
it.
it's choosing to do its its artillery bonus action, right? Because you can't do
Mhm.
more than one thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you were
Yeah.
saying earlier, you just said that it doesn't have a reaction.
I read out the rest of it as well, but it also only gets to
Oh,
pick
my
between
bad.
move, action,
My
or
bad.
bonus action.
No, it won't do
So
that.
it's not doing
Sorry.
that?
Yeah,
And then it
I
takes
didn't think it
acid
was gonna do.
damage at the top of its turn as well.
Sure, roll that for me. That's not that. No, it will move up and instead do burning hands.
No. It can move, or action, or bonus action.
It doesn't have half
It can
movement.
only do. No.
I remember
Dash's
why
Mind Whip
I
really
hate this
good
spell.
against a single target thing.
Yes. And then there's 6 acid damage to it.
How does slow work? The slow doesn't take away your movement, right?
It does,
Slow,
or it reduces it or something.
slow is
It reduces it.
so slow
yeah.
is half damage, half speed, minus to AC and Dex saves. Can't use reactions, and on its turn it can either
Oh.
action or bonus action. But it hits heaps of people.
Okay.
And if you cast a spell with slow active, it has a whole thing about spell
Okay.
casting.
That's fine. I might change my whip, but for now, I just won't move.
Sure.
I
I
guess
can
we'll
swap
use
it out for something else
Scorcher.
as well if you don't like it. Like I'll swap it out for
Um,
Dissonant Whispers or something.
It's just annoying, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
I understand. I'm happy to switch it. So I hit
So
all
it will
three of
hit
those.
Roscoe and Asta. No,
We're
it can't.
bantering, and you two just get immolated by fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very minor difference.
I'm fine. So half.
Roscoe's made of 90% pomade. Not good for him.
Fine.
So
No, not Rocco's
flammable.
hair.
very flammable. That's its turn then. It will then be Agatha.
Cool. Agatha is going to now commando crawl underneath the vehicle, and I'm happy to take a hit to my movement for the sake of doing that.
Sure. You get to the other side of
'Cause I just-
the car.
Cool. Why can't I? There we go. I get to the other side of the car. So that's now 10 feet. 15, 20, 25. Commando crawl underneath it, dodge the rest of my movement up to there. And I will do bonus action. Somebody said don't hit it with fire already, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was
I
said.
think Asta is also smart enough to realize it's probably not going to be that effective against the creature that fireballed you.
Cool. So we are going to shoot it.
Well, first one hits.
Thank God. For 21 total.
Pretty good damage. It's looking pretty wounded now after that. And it's going to be Roscoe's turn.
So does this thing look like a pretty bad shape?
It's bloodied. It hadn't taken that many hits.
Okay. Roscoe will step up to it. Will shake out his fists. We'll try to think back to whenever he kind of accidentally did this before, but is trying to do it more on purpose now. Take a deep breath and will attempt to limit break.
All right. Go ahead. I didn't realize you had taken that much damage. Oh yeah, you're actually.
I've taken
Take a
so
lot of
much
damage.
damage.
It's true. I'm not
we are
watching
not
people's
efficient
HPs.
healers.
No.
We are real small healing increments.
But Roscoe will make these reckless.
Yeah. So you get 3 attack rolls. That's gonna hit.
First hits 21.
It is a
So,
14 AC. I will just tell you. Yes, I believe that's.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like +9 and stuff. Okay. I remember it's
So it should be 94 plus
94
your
cold
normal hit
Yeah.
damage. Just 3d8.
yeah,
Plus
and then the
18. Oh,
It's 94
it's a lot
plus
of
38
damage.
plus
You're probably
24.
going to kill it because the cold damage is also doubled. Yeah, it
okay,
does.
so that's 18. Yeah, 18 doubled.
How do you limit break this to death with your frosty fists?
Very wounded and not expecting to take this much damage in the fight. I think Roscoe is a bit in that point where when Roscoe gets hurt, he kind of just gets angry. And uses that into the limit break, and whenever he hits the first punch, he freezes part of the side. The second punch kind of blows out part of that side, but it freezes before it fully leaves the body, so it makes this kind of like iceberg off to the side, like Spike. And then one final uppercut kind of in that hollow freezes the whole thing solid, and then makes it shatter.
Somewhere a blue wound snaps. The fight ends as the last creature dies. And we're gonna take a break. So, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Half past the hour. Don't go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second half of session 4 of Infinite Fantasy. Shortly after this combat, you all will start to see the Priscillium coming in the distance. It's moving quick. The airships, they're not quite as fast as a plane, but they're faster than like a modern blimp. So it's like moving in and will begin to slow down as it approaches you. But you have a little bit of time before it lowers the ropes and whatnot to recuperate yourselves. But before too long,
So we have time for a short rest? Is that what you said?
yes.
But do we have time to loot the bodies?
That was more what I was trying to say.
Yeah, can I look at the artillery ooze guys?
Yes, the artillery oozes have again, they're kind of starting to seep out and disperse. But they do have a collection of bullets, artillery, other stuff like collected within them that is remaining as the sludge begins to evaporate, more or less.
Okay, can I make like an Arcana or investigation check to see if it's things that would be useful to harvest for me?
You can make an investigation check. Yeah, you could definitely take these and maybe make them to use like more of a one-time bigger explosive, and then probably a bunch of them you just take to use in your regular bombs as well. It just is like minor components.
I will
Agatha,
help Agatha search the Imperial ghouls.
The bodies. Yeah.
is that a you giving me advantage, or you also? Okay.
Yeah, no. I don't like rolling the stuff that other people are good at. Like, you can roll, and Zed will like pick over the things and like be helping.
Yeah, if you can pull them all together, they all have rifles which are beat up but usable if you wanted to take any of those. They're just the standard issue Imperial Carbon. They have their armor and stuff, so like Imperial breastplates, which are not like your typical just like metal thing, but like slightly more techy looking, as well as just their outfits. It's all like kind of pretty torn and shredded. Like you can see the wounds where they died, and then the wounds that you gave them after the fact. Unlike the animals, like you were harming more of the physical body here, so they did take that real damage again.
Is like the undead standard fare in this unit? I know we already did some rolls about this. But is this like a standard fare thing, or is this outside the norm for there to be like a bunch of these guys wandering about?
So it only tends to happen in places like battlefields and stuff like that. Some people think it's like if they're buried, or a lot of people cremate, but if they're buried, like for whatever reason, the ether can't get to them or just won't. Some people say it's because if you pray over them, the ether, etc. So they're not uncommonly known about, but it's weird to see one outside of like specifically a battlefield where a bunch of people like are lying about unburied.
Okay, so it's not strange that they are here in particular, since this is a battlefield. Okay.
No. And I get this pretty intelligence, so they would probably know, maybe from a history class, something like that, they become more common in battlefields in recent years. Some people say, because the battlefields are getting bigger, right? Because technology. Other people are saying, well, that's actually the Magitech that makes it worse. Like if everybody was fighting with swords, this wouldn't happen. So there's some debate there.
Word.
You also find 20 gil,
Yay!
which is basically just pocket change, but you know, you are also kind of broke otherwise, apart from the other money you looted.
I actually don't think. I guess I took the money last time. Because she's against the concept of currency.
Right. Okay.
But this is
I got a headache from my eye roll.
yeah, I think going through the body. I think she's more interested sort of in the thoughts she's thinking about, like or like remembering some of these history lessons, and is like bookmarking the fact that like yeah, it has gotten worse recently for like further questioning later, but she goes, nothing here is of interest to me. None of the items are interesting to me. She turns to Zed and shrugs and goes, do you need a new gun? Do you need new armor? She like kind of nudges one of the bodies with her foot.
Can you make an insight check for me? I'm going to just be a GM for a second. You just do an insight check for me, thanks. He's like kind of one of the bodies that you've already gone over. He's like looking through the stuff a little bit, like not really paying that much attention, but he seems a little bit distracted as he kind of hears you, and you kind of watch him register it. And then he looks up and he says, no, I don't need. And he kind of like picks up one of the discarded guns. It's a new gun. I'm not very good with the one that I have. And my arm is fine. Since Asta worked on it yesterday. But thank
I
you.
don't think there's otherwise I don't think there's like there's not like clues or anything about like the
No.
greater operatings of the universe or the empire or whatever to be
No,
found
they're
here. So
not
I'm not planning on
carrying
taking anything.
Tragically, very rarely are dead soldiers of either side carrying clues to a greater understanding of anything.
You find a picture of a woman.
I will keep this. She goes, oh,
Like clearly
Andrew, I
somebody's
sent you a
wife or
message.
girlfriend. Yes.
Okay, great. But yeah, Zed just seems kind of somber about like these are people that died in a big battle. It was not, he imagines, a glorious death, given the size of this fucking spider crab that they died near.
Yeah.
And then they died in even less glorious death, being punched to death by Roscoe.
is there in this photo that I have uncovered, is there any indication, any way to try to like tease out who this woman is? And if she might still be
Yeah,
alive.
It's got like writing on the back, and it says something like Taryn, stay safe from your love. And it's got like a heart. It says Nerys.
Nerys.
Can you give me a spelling on that, please?
Sure. I mean, I just made this up on the spot. So
Narise. Nerys. Obvious.
Narise. That's it. Okay. I've noted these two names down.
Can I make a history check with a D1000 to see if I recognize Nerys?
you could have like super disadvantage.
I'll roll
Hey, I'm
3
helping.
dice, keep highest.
Yeah,
Thing.
I'm factoring that in.
Keep lowest. Plus 9, I'm pretty sure. But did you expect a shitty 17?
17. Here's what I'll tell you with the 17, which is not bad actually, all things considered. Probably, like based off the names, their looks, like roughly where they could be from.
Oh, cool. That's a fun moment for Zed to be like,
Which is
Don't
like
think
a
they're-
similar area to Roscoe.
I think they I don't think they're from the Empire proper in Gibraltar. I think they're more likely from the north. And he like points out a couple of things like the a slight like fashion thing, a skin tone because they live in like a warmer mountainous kind of area because of the volcanic stuff.
I mean, do we go and find? I mean, we could go and find her now. If
We're sort of going in that way direction.
cool. I think we should find her and tell her.
The
I-
Empire
she
is
probably
usually
is gassed, but
the Empire is usually quite good at reporting their losses and missing soldiers, but knowing that her love had the photo at the end might bring her some solace.
is this also the body that had the 20 gil on it?
The 20 gil was like between the four of them.
Okay. So Agatha pulls out, is going to pocket the gil that was specifically on this body in like the same pocket that the photo goes in, and goes, and it's not a lot, but that's some, I guess, some money that's maybe technically hers now. I don't know.
Zed,
I don't know how I don't know how partnerships work, if they were married or not or whatever.
You start to have to talk louder as the of the airship
I
like
think
coming
that's,
lower.
All right.
Cool.
This ladder kind of lowers down, slightly whipping a little bit.
I don't know if Agatha noticed
Yes.
this, but Zed did make sure that all of the soldiers, like, their eyes were closed.
I don't know if that's something. I don't know if that's something she would pick up on, unfortunately. Or rather, she would observe it and maybe not sort of
Yeah.
put those pieces together.
No, I think it was an important thing for like me to say that Zed did. Zed is happy to let everybody else get on this fucking ladder first.
Mm-hmm.
Roscoe will
Asta
wait
can
to
go
be-
first, unless
Roscoe will purposely wait to be last.
Asta will go first. It is her ship.
All right, you need to clean up overboard, and once you guys are like all on the ladder also begins to retract slightly, so you're moving a little bit quicker until you are up in the like bottom part, the storage area of the Facilium, and the doors kind of shut underneath you. You find yourself in a fairly empty ship, actually. As you look around, it doesn't seem like they've had time to get new shipments and do all that stuff due to your emergency. So they're a little bit light. Probably wasting money at the moment. But all of you see Holgard, who is the captain, kind of dressed not super dissimilarly from Asta, kind of like thick workers' clothes. This is not like a pirate captain or anything. They're just dressed like almost like just a dock worker, but there's clearly an air of authority to them. They've got a bit of grease and stuff here and there from where they've been working. They're gonna walk up, look over at the five of you, and then to Asa say, "What the heck is this?"
Let's just say I was roped into something that I did not understand completely at the time, and now here we are.
She shakes her head. Well, I guess we can leave them off at the next port. I don't know. We should talk. Four of you. There's some rooms up on the third level that are empty. You'll figure it out. She kind of just pulls Asta,
Do you have a walkthrough?
That's
grabbing it. She just waves at you like, yeah.
Down the hall to the right, you'll see it.
we greatly appreciate your hospitality. Orion calls is like you're being hauled out of the way.
I have a question.
Yes.
And that's how hot is Holger out of 10?
Roll. Nine.
Great.
Very, very solidly in the attractive range.
That is important, depending on how the rest of this goes and how much Zed has to be a different person.
As the rest of you are kind of left to your own devices, again, Holgar will kind of pull. So they're not like taking you all the way up to the captain's room or anything, but just far enough that you're kind of out of earshot, and hopefully the others are moving away. So like kind of over by one of the few crates that are in the storage area. She says, "Can you tell me a little bit more?"
Yeah, I'll give her the abbreviated version of Zed running into me at the docks, needing to get off the docks ASAP, getting roped then into not giving security detail with them, but getting to the factory and the Esper, and then getting the fuck
Hold
out of Dodge.
For a second. Importantly, Holgard is not, to your knowledge, a rebel. This is a you
I thought
thing.
that was the whole point.
not
of
the
the
whole
ship. I
ship.
work on.
No. You are a rebel. The ship is your cover.
Ah,
She's doing
Okay.
this purely as a favor to a good crew member.
even though in the thing I sent you, it's known resistance transporter.
And just not reading backstories.
Andrew's not reading backstory.
We
I sent
had a
you.
whole conversation about this. Hold on.
I think the important thing that is that Andrew's never brought up that Zed's actually 75 feet tall and a mech. Like,
Sure, I'll allow it. That's fine. That's my bad for
There.
misreading that.
It's like I literally wrote it there. But I will keep it brief and vague enough so she can claim somewhat of a lack of knowledge.
Okay. She will sigh then.
I know.
Listen, we have
Move
other
me off the
stuff to
ship
be.
for now. I can be off the ship.
You
if-
can stay if you want, but we have. We can't just go gallivanting off. I can drop you close. Maybe Odelheim. After that, I mean, we still have to do runs. The ship doesn't pay for itself.
How was it getting out of port? Everything okay after the riot?
Not exactly, but we have the permits, so they're not really letting locals travel at the moment. So
Okay. Well, considering that there are a couple of locals in this group that has assembled here, I feel a little bit of a responsibility to ensure that they are safe.
it'll be
Money.
fine. They're already out and about. Just stay low. I guess we can maybe make them IDs. Talk to
And the
somebody.
main thing is just where is the ship needing to go and where are we needing to go? Are they going in similar directions or different directions?
So right now, luckily, the ship doesn't really have any cargo. So normally you would have
Okay.
bought something and then kind of figured out.
Yeah, we're not even going for a pickup or anything. We were supposed to
figured
have
out where to
cargo
go
at the dock.
next, kind of thing. They can, but it's a thing where like, how long can they afford to not have a cargo run, right? So they're willing to take you close, like to the nearest major city to where you want to go, drop you off there. But then at that point, like they have to start doing their job again.
Mhm. All right, why don't you take us? Yeah, we can go to next city and you know, uh I won't leave you in terrible hands. I have several apprentices that are good, so they'll be fine. Um I just don't know when we'll be back. But I think I need to see this through.
People come and go. If you need anything, feel free to contact me. I don't know if I'm going to be in the same area as you for a while, but whenever you finish this, just let us know.
Of course, Captain. Thank you. And thank you also for getting us out of that terrible battlefield area. Good lord.
It didn't look too pleasant. Should I go? Do I need to talk to any of them? You have this handled?
I think I got it.
She nods. Well, then I will leave you to direct them. They are looking a little bit lost. She like kind of glances over at Roscoe, just opening up every door.
Yeah, I don't think many of them have been on airships that often before.
Well, this also isn't exactly a passenger vessel, so
Also not that. Indeed. All right. I'll wrangle them and let them know what the plan is.
Is there something near where we came in to be dry heaving into? I didn't eat breakfast for a reason.
not really. Unless you have a bag.
Zed doesn't. But
There's
he
like
also would be
some
like, well,
crates that you could be doing that into.
no. He looks
They're
like
not,
he needs
they're not
to
trash
find
cans,
somewhere,
though.
but he's a little wide-eyed.
While that's happening, Roscoe's just somewhere down the hall, I guess on the third floor, of just complaining. She said the third floor, but didn't say what room. Door opens. Sorry. Shuts it.
Yeah, so there, as you're kind of
She
getting
didn't
out
tell
of
us
this
what
area,
floor we were on.
No, she did not. There is there are like a staircase there's like a hallway that like leads out and the staircase leading up or down. You're like, well, probably up. So you start to head up. It's not like labeled. This isn't a hotel or anything. But you're kind of looking around. There are like, it doesn't seem like a huge group, but there are other people about if you needed further help. But they're kind of just going about their day.
All right. Nope, Roscoe, it is that way. And I point down the other turn of the hallway.
Roscoe will just pivot on a foot and
Yep, there we go. Okay.
start heading that way. If you don't point at a specific door and just point at a direction, he will continue to just open doors until he finds the right one.
There's only 2 doors in that hallway. It's fine.
Okay.
Once everyone is back together, I'll relay what Holgard said, and that we'll get dropped off to the next major city, and can continue our journey from there.
Do you say that we're getting dropped
Yeah,
off?
do you
in
say
Oldham?
which city it is? Or are you
Yes,
telling
I,
us
I,
that-
Maddie, have forgotten what the city is.
You didn't write it down in your notes?
I am not taking notes.
Okay. Andrew, I also didn't write down what the city was because I assumed Maddie would be writing it down. What city is it?
They said
Is
that
it
they would take you
Ogilvy?
to Ogilvy.
Odelheim.
I was thinking
Oldheim.
Olgard, which is completely off.
Okay.
But both
It-
have
do I know
some of
that's
the same
is that where
letters.
Roscoe's from?
Yes, this is the country where Roscoe's from. Probably Odelheim is the name of the country now, like
Country.
territory,
Yeah.
in the Empire. So probably the city that they're going to take you to. I forget the name. It starts with a V.
The capital
Yeah.
of it? I think it's Sorville.
No, it's here. Sorrel. Yes, thank you. Not with a V. I was just looking at it.
Zed says, well, that gets us
Sorvell.
closer than we would otherwise be. Our thanks to your captain, Asta.
Of course. Lucky they're able to just get out and can pick up cargo at the next place.
You'll just give a curt nod at the destination, though it doesn't look too excited.
It's old doll.
I wrote that wrong while reading it.
But as to kind of direct you all, this is very much like, again, it's not a passenger vessel. So it's like kind of just all exposed, like steel, and just like the welds and bolts and everything that you would see on like a cargo vessel. And the ship is like kind of swaying a little bit here and there. There's a moment where you all kind of like have to pause, catch yourself as the altitude shifts slightly from a air pocket. But there are a number of empty like crew cabins that you can occupy, each with a very small bathroom.
Zed will ask Asta, how long is the trip to Odelheim? Or Sarvale, rather.
It is
It's probably going to be a couple days.
a couple days.
He looks
It'll
like
go
he was
faster because
hoping
we
you
don't
would say-
we aren't loaded down with cargo, but it is still probably day and a half at the fastest if we get lucky with wind currents.
Zed nods along with you slightly longer than you keep talking, which makes it evident that he was not really listening that much.
It's
Yes.
much faster
I'm
than
gonna-
if you were traveling by train.
Hmm.
Zed says, I'm just gonna lay down. If anybody needs me, I will be in. He like gestures to a door that leads to one of the small rooms, and then he's just gonna like kind of slouch his way inside.
A little while after that, Silas will ask Asta, is there a mess hall where we might get some tea for him or something?
I wouldn't call it a mess hall, but there is a table and a kitchen. So
A galley.
Get him some water. We could put some of the fruit leather in it. He seemed to enjoy that.
Might not be a bad idea. I'll lead you guys over to where the galley is and get you
Okay.
figured out with where things are on the ship.
While
The
this is
galley-
happening,
Okay.
Agatha has had her headphones in this entire time. They've not been on, but they've been in, so
Mhm.
she can pretend that they're on, as she has like been mournfully like snacking on her trail mix of banana chips, potato chips, and chocolate chips.
I'm sorry.
Very nutritious.
That chocolate's super melted.
Hey, no, it's fine. She licking her fingers, and has also sort of started taking herself on her own tour.
You all
Okay.
look around like,
Atlas is watching
Agatha's gonna get
Agatha leave
thrown
chocolate
off
handprints and
an
everything.
airship.
Agatha, you do very quickly find this sort of balcony, like the lookout area, which is exposed. So you're like getting flapped by the wind and whatnot, and you are quite high up. They like pulled up in altitude, not as high as like a plane again, but high enough that like you're looking at like the reliefs of the mountains nearby, and like the towns look small and etc.
And this is, she has never been in the sky like this before. And I do think she, as like she comes across this balcony and feels like the wind on her face, she like plops herself down and like sits crisscross applesauce and just sits sort of like snacking and like just a little bit slack jawed as she observes the world from above and starts to really reckon with being small for the first time. And that's where she'll be for the next little bit.
As Agatha's doing that, the galley is probably the nicest part of this ship, other than maybe the inner workings, but just in terms of creature comforts, it is a very nice kitchen.
Yes. Well-fed crew is better working crew.
Is there like a food limit?
No.
Gotcha. Roscoe will, on a mission, will make a beeline to wherever he can assemble 3,000 calories worth of food.
Yeah, there's like a walk-in freezer. There's cabinets that are like well stocked. You have options. There's pasta, veggies, fruits, herbs, meats, ice cream. There's actually a lot of ice cream. It's all sea salt though.
Roscoe will sit down with his hoard of food at a table, and we'll just begin to, not even really like he's enjoying it, he just mechanically begins to just shove it down. We'll stop midway through like the 5th bite that happened within like 10 seconds and would just, I did see some tea bags.
Silas will give you a faint nod and go collect tea bag, hot water, some crackers. Thing. Hard tech.
Right. Get some stuff ready and then head back to where Zed is at. Zed, were you doing anything while they were off?
Yes,
All
but
right.
nothing important.
Okay.
But you're there by the time they get back.
Trying to
Yeah.
drive into a safe receptacle.
Agatha's backpack is missing.
Yeah. I'm in Agatha's backpack throwing up. No. He's just like in the room that you left him in. With the door closed.
Yeah, he looks queasy.
Silas will tap the door.
Mm,
I don't know if it will sit right with your stomach, but I brought you some tea. Something herbal. Tastes soothing, at least.
you probably heard the through the door, and then like by the time you finish talking, the door opens slowly, and Zed looks at you, says, thank you. Historically, it hasn't helped, but I appreciate the gesture." And he like collects the things you brought for him. And then stands there
Silas
awkwardly,
gives a-
like, was there
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
else?
Silas just gives you like a faint nod and steps like, out of range of anything and says, "Well, I do hope you feel better. Is it an acclimation problem, or is it the entire time issue?"
Zed pauses for a moment and says, "It's normally the whole time."
Well, 2 days. I
Mm,
suppose worst comes to worst, we could always knock you unconscious.
Zed manages a chuckle and says, "I'm torn between whether I'd like Roscoe to do that for the competency of the blows or to leave it to one of the rest of you."
Silas just rolls his shoulders out and says, "I don't know that I would be particularly adept. Good luck." And we'll step out on that with his own mug of tea because why pass it up? It's been a hard day.
Zed like closes the door weakly and then immediately just goes back to weaving that he was doing before. He's readjusting the stitching on his cloak to make it more the Erlheim style.
Since we've not been like they've not made any sort of gentle suggestion that we should stay to quarters or anything. We just basically have the run of the ship.
Yeah, I
think we
mean,
were
they'll
told-
probably yell at you if you're in a place where they kind of don't want you.
Yeah, I think they kind of just told Asta to make sure we don't fuck shit up. I think.
Silas will confirm with Asta what floors he shouldn't go on, and we'll explore the ship in a much less aggressive way than Agatha did. It's more of
Agatha wandered off. Nothing aggressive about that.
Not at all.
yeah.
So it'd mostly just be stay off the bridge, but other than that, most of it is stay off the bridge and out of the engine room.
Makes sense.
At some point, probably after his meal, Roscoe would try to find you, Silas, and inquire if you have the ability to send that message or not.
Yeah, I don't think it's too hard to find him because it's probably right after once you finish your meal, it's probably right after I've fed Zed. And Silas will agree. I can send it right now. I suppose if we get into another fight here on the ship, I won't be the ability to cast spells won't be that urgent.
We'd probably have bigger problems if we got into a fight here. But
And so
a slight
Any-
change of the message than what we discussed at camp. I still want to inform him that I'm going on sabbatical. And again, the last time he said this is similar. He says it with the inflection, like this clearly means something to that Mongogo will understand. But then also adds, and also, if you could ask where he is currently.
Of course. Silas will settle in for a moment, and I guess you at that single galley table with you, and asks you a few more questions just about the Pompadour and things like that, just to kind of get a feel for it, like a fresh feel for who he's reaching out to, and then is going to do his best to send to a person with which he is familiar but doesn't know personally. Do you want me
It
to
helps any
roll?
Roscoe would try to draw you a really bad picture.
Silas will take one look at it and very uncharacteristically from what you've seen of him so far, will like very neatly fold it over and pass it back to you and say, I
You don't have
That-
any pictures of you in Mongogo?
No, I left my locket back in my
Right.
back in
right.
the quarters. We had to leave.
I just assumed you had like a Bible full of old boxing pictures.
I'm concerned that whatever I reach out to with that as a reference might not be part of this plane at all, I'm afraid.
Interesting experience, nonetheless.
You can attempt to send a message to Mongogo. Sorry, so what exactly are you saying? Just that you're taking a sabbatical? How do you explain? Like, how do you explain who you are, Silas?
Silas does because he's got so many words extra. It's like the very briefest of introductions of. I've found myself in a. Sorry, my brain is really painful right now. We've been unexpectedly associated. Your friend Roscoe and I. He wishes you to know that he is on unexpected sabbatical, and for your location.
Okay. Okay, so you want his location. All right. I'm writing this down because
We're all waiting for
I
Mongogo
need a
voice
thing.
reveal.
Yeah, we've all been waiting.
If we ever, for some reason, do the Dimension 20, what's the Quangle thing that they do?
I'm Quangle.
Time Quangle.
I want Roscoe and Gaz together. And Oops All Barbarians would be really funny.
All right. You get a message back in your head that is, Roscoe, my favorite Koopu. Hey, Silence Guy, tell him I'm in our old stomping grounds and to find me at the Clinks.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what I expected, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yep. Silas
As
is
they
just,
were
like,
described to me.
Yep.
blinking rapidly and says the Clinks to you in a slow sort of echo.
Does Roscoe, does that ring familiar to Roscoe?
The Clinks is a nickname for one of the local watering holes in Sarviel.
Oh, okay, good. Then he'll be where we're going. That works out.
How fortuitous.
He,
Very trusting. I suppose
he did know what you mean, as you said.
I don't know if it came out, but it's very important that he did get Silas's name wrong.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. He did call you Silence.
Yep.
Equally probable Final Fantasy name anyway.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
All right. You guys have a bit of the run of the ship for a moment. Some of the crew members do know who Roscoe is. So there's a brief while where Roscoe is doing his Roscoe thing.
There's
this
a
one
hard
was
cut
like,
at one point. Just
well, I was like,
shirtless
hey,
on the bridge.
do
just
you
like
remember
flexing.
that time that you knocked out what was that guy's name? It was like the winding. Oh no, wait. It was like the wind up master,
The wind-up
something
king.
like that. Yeah,
The
that
wind-up king.
guy. The wind up king. Yeah, in the 5th round.
Fourth, actually, but good memory.
That's kind of going on. In this kind of, we're gonna do like time compress. In this time, how's everybody filling their time? The ship is big, but there's not a lot to it, right? Because it is a storage, or not a storage,
lot of
but a
communal
shipping.
spaces.
Yeah, there's like a big shipping area. There's like a huge
Cargo hold.
cargo hold, empty cargo hold at the moment, mostly empty cargo hold. If you guys wanted to do like, I don't know, do anything you need a lot of space for, some of the crew probably takes up playing various different kinds of sport in there. But what is everybody getting up to?
One of the first things that Agatha does once she gets settled into a room is she dumps out everything that's in her go bag or her bug out bag and is like going to start like methodically going through everything that she brought with her to make sure that her dad didn't plant like a tracking device or something. Not that she would know what that would look like, but she's checking.
Make an investigation check. I need to make like a paranoia skill. There's nothing that you don't remember like packing yourself in this bag. So you're kind of going through all your stuff. You know, like a pocket knife, change or two of clothes, your blanket. You've gone through a decent portion of some of like the snacks and stuff that you've brought, but you can easily refill that from the galley. Just take some of that stuff. What other things might Agatha have thought to bring, other than like maybe some maps and a compass? Obviously, you have your weapons.
It's that very very rudimentary survival gear: map, compass, the aforementioned blanket, very important for survival. There's like a poncho for if it starts raining, and an umbrella. There are like a couple of different like notebooks and like loose leaf paper because Agatha is nothing if not willing to take notes. There's like maybe a multi-tool of some type that's like very very, I think a lot of the bits and bobs on the multi-tool are broken, so she has access at this point to like the can opener and like I think maybe that's it. And like the corkscrew, but she's
It's become a can opener. It's corkscrew. Okay.
Yeah. and there's like bits of like string and like a really shoddy little like sewing kit that she doesn't know how to use, but she knows that you're supposed to be able to repair your own items on the road. I think that I've been shorthanding. Oh yeah, and she also has this like music playing device. But how is that like implementable in the real, like in this context, without, because I just keep saying fantasy iPod.
Right. I think in this case, the way that I have been imagining it is that it is closer in functionality to, say, like a cassette player or a Walkman, like in the sense that like it can play music, it has headphones that attaches to it, but it is not like an iPod in storage capacity. So you have like a bunch of different like little memory sticks that you have to switch out for different like not CDs in this case, but different records, different tracks, different artists, etc. Playlists.
There are so many. Like I think like by
Just
volume.
dump out like what to our eyes would appear to be like several dozen DS cartridge size of these music
Does
devices.
Agatha randomly have a Ray's Banyan cassette clip? Because he is like a semi-famous Imperial like artist. That'd be really funny.
Maybe not though, because
He
maybe
does get-
that's maybe that's from
I've decided
The bad
right
guys.
now that he is the vibe of like George Ezra.
So there are, I think, a couple that she is certainly gifted, and she doesn't get rid of the ones that she is gifted, but that wouldn't be something she goes for herself.
Wow, it's hateful. Follow me on Bandcamp. That's all. That's all Ray's wants.
And she knows how many there are supposed to be.
right. Yeah, you can.
And they're all labeled.
It takes a while. There's a lot of them. You count them all. Doesn't seem to be any extras. Doesn't seem to be any missing. You think you're good.
Okay. That's the most important. Oh, also
you
there's
get
the
a-
spray paint. She has several canisters of spray paint.
Of course, and you go back. You get a knock at the door.
1 second. And she's like, puts everything in like in a pile and like shoves it behind like the bed. Not neatly. It's just a pile of items out of view of the door. She'll go and like if there's like a deadbolt at the top, she like, or like one of the cabled chains, one of the chain
yeah.
bolts. She keeps that like locked in, but like goes and like opens it up a little bit and goes,
This is
"Hello,
like a
who is
shitty
it?"
motel. You
Yeah.
just see one of the probably Holgard actually is just there at the door, and she looks at the chain, looks so down at you, says, "Dinner's in the galley. It's just pasta."
Okay. Do they always send the captain to
good?
tell people when dinner is? Is that like your standard?
No, but you are a stranger aboard my ship, so I wanted to let you know that it is dinner time.
If I look her up and down, what is the vibe other than hot? How many pockets does she have? Shit like that.
Other than
Well,
hot.
Okay, lots of pockets because this is a utility outfit, right? So there's like
How many belts?
There's at least like a big pocket on each thigh, probably like one not on the calf, but like mid lower leg on her right side. She's got like a belt on that has a bunch of different stuff like hanging off of it, including what seems to you to just be like an axe. A very fancy looking axe. She's got like a shotgun that's just holstered onto her back, seemingly at all times. She's very attractive, but it's like ponytail up, doesn't care about appearances vibe. So like there's like some hair here and there in her face, but it's mostly held back. And the general vibe is, why do I have to deal with this child? Just come eat. Maybe if I were to put it as succinctly as possible, it is closer to like annoyed older sister than like parents trying to get you to do what they want.
Okay, I will be down in a second, Capitan. And like shuts the door on her face and then goes and like packs the go bag back up really quickly. And like brings it with her because she ain't letting that shit out of her sight. Because what if you need to go? And we'll then like
Yeah,
go
what if
and
you need to
unbolt
just
the door. Yeah.
Jump off the ship. You know.
Yeah.
Right,
And then he's gonna go.
leaving the room empty again, you head over. And it's just like there's like a couple like big like sauce pot, or not sauce pots, but stock pots, just like full of like pasta with this some kind of like white sauce that one of the crew made. There's no like dedicated cook, it's just like a rotating responsibility. And anybody who's like not in one of like the very common areas around dinner time will similarly like have somebody come and be like, hey, like food's on.
If Zed doesn't recognize the voice as the captain, you'll just hear throwing up noises from the cabin when somebody comes. Or Asta. If it's
Okay.
Asta, that won't happen, but
Sure. I think if you're still in your room, it probably would be Holgard.
all right. He's like in the middle of his thing and sees like the knock and shuffles over and opens the door to look out.
There's
I
food.
expected. Thank you. I might pass. I'm feeling unwell with
I
the.
have some we call them airship vitamins. They're not really vitamins, but
Yes, sure. Anything that might help would be great. I would appreciate that. Would you recommend that I should eat, even if it may not last?
she'll like dig around and pull out like a small container. She says, well, I'd probably eat something with it, and you're probably gonna fall asleep.
Oh, fantastic! That sounds like the best situation. He smiles, and he's like, not really in his Zed persona because he doesn't know Olgard at all beyond like some sympathy towards the resistance. And he says, "Okay, I'll come get some food." And he shuffles out and closes the door.
I think the
Thank you
others.
for
I mean,
your assistance.
yeah, no problem. So you obviously
I'll
know what
hand
kind of food
her
is that.
the rest. I'll hand her the rest of the money that I had like left over that was put into Solnus currency. Because I don't need it anymore. And say for your
Which was that again? It
trouble
was
of
not like a huge amount.
I don't remember how much it was. You gave it to me as like currency to use there. So it probably wasn't a lot left, but
He'll say, yeah, sure, just take it.
I'm sure
She
it
will
doesn't cover
give you back
any of your actual
a
losses.
small amount of gil, noting that you're not going to be able to use this currency anymore, anyways. Not enough, not a reciprocal amount, but just like
Yeah, he won't.
There you go.
I assume that there's imperial banks in Odelheim.
yes, there is.
He won't. Don't worry about it. I'll get in touch with
Okay.
the resistance in Odelheim. It will be a drop in the ocean of the losses you took by not having cargo for this trip. But I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Well, you know, for the cause.
Yes. And he smiles, and he's moving slowly and he's shuffling along. So like she probably outpaces him really easily by the time he gets to eat pasta. He's going to pocket those pills and not take them, by the way.
Sure. Yeah.
But good to have pills that can make people sleep.
Yeah.
He
These are
finds a way
not,
for later.
yeah. They're not knockout drugs, but they will make you very drowsy. Yes, so Atha, you know what time dinner's at, that nobody's coming to get you. You're probably like off working on the engine and stuff anyways, unless you had something in particular you wanted to do.
No. Yeah, I think I'm just talking to my apprentices that I have, like the junior mechanics, making sure that they know everything since I will not be on the
Yeah.
ship for a while.
You've been on the ship long enough that pretty much everybody has been trained to your standard.
I
if
say
not your
apprentices,
level.
they're really one's an apprentice and one is like just my subordinate, but can
Yeah.
do the everything the same way that I do it. So
Roscoe, you're already hanging out with some of the guys, so that they're just like food time. Silas. Sorry,
As I say, if there was any free time during that day / the trip, Roscoe would, I guess, get more buddy with some of the crew and would offer boxing tips.
all right. Are you charging for these lessons?
No, but if any of them manage to like impress him, he'll offer a autograph.
Mongo
He
goes
does
like,
have
you
a
should
silver
be.
autograph pen.
You should be, kid. Somewhere in the distance. All right. Silas, I know you said you were wandering the ship. Again, there's not that much to it. Once you've kind of accomplished that, what would you be getting up to?
He will go eat at mess time once he's found that there's like a large enough space to practice at. He will wait until the meal is over, and then fairly characteristically, I think, even though they're outside of their usual zone, Silas disappears with like a towel and a bottle of water at Ms. Locke's door and says, well, active practice is useful, but nothing replaces a ritual practice.
You said this is at my door?
If you have gone back to your room after the meal, yes. And it's just like,
Yes.
he doesn't even bother to knock, he just says it still kind of quietly, but loud enough knowing that you will hear.
She
Or you're
slumps all
listening
over.
to your music and you won't hear anything whatsoever.
No,
Not
because
worth
she
raising
is
your voice.
she is a 1 ear in, 1 ear out kind of person because she needs it. But she also needs to know if someone's sneaking up on her. Right? So you hear sort of like a shuffling and then like a deep sigh. That like sounds like somebody rolling their eyes into the back of their head. And shuffles on over to the door, opens it in the same sort of like the chain is still like there kind of way, so it peeks out and goes, say that again.
Active practice is useful, but there's no replacement for your ritual practice, Miss Locke.
It's freaking out.
I really conceptually like Agatha saying that in character when there's no way Agatha has a dog in the room. Just be like, dog's freaking out. Close door.
She goes, you're sure. Is this you telling me that we're gonna go do lessons right now, or?
Silas just raises a brow and offers the bottle of water up. Or we could do the theory. It's your call.
1 second. And then she closes the door, changes into something a bit, something that is like very, very clear, like it is like the gym clothes uniform from school.
Yep. Absolutely.
And opens it again. 'Cause she, yeah.
It's very tracksuity. That is what the school
Yeah.
uniform athletic gear is. It's very tracksuity.
Then opens the door all the way and goes, lead the way, coach.
Silas shows you to the practice space that he had found in his little search. And it's one of those. It's one of those days where he asks you, what exactly you want to practice, or if you just need to run off your energy, or do body weight exercises because we haven't got the equipment you'd normally use. I think he will look around to see if there's like any of like the apparatus for like loading the ship of like the ropes, right? To have you run rope or do the rope climbing sort of thing. But it's mostly just and it becomes fairly obvious because he's not trying to hide it. It's mostly a way of just injecting normalcy into
Mhm.
what has become a very crazy day, because he deliberately says things that he would say if he had like a whole class that he absolutely has no need to say when it's just Agatha who's pretty diligent about working out. But it's just all like the trappings of, you know, what we do as teacher and student, what you're used to hearing day in and day out.
So as we're sort of like strategizing about what today is going to be, what Agatha intimates without actually saying explicitly is that she is like scared and tense to the point that she is in pain. But like what the words she actually says out loud are, I don't know, everything's feeling kind of tight, so maybe we do like more active stretching bullshit. I've been bad about doing those on my own.
Yeah, and then so Silas kind of starts directing you in the usual thing, the usual stretches, and like that whole time is like you using the guidance to kind of watch out for you overextending yourself, far more than he's ever concerned about you not putting in the effort.
Is he doing these like this along like are we doing it in parallel? Is Silas the type of teacher who does the stuff with the students?
It
Or
depends on like it depends on
Mhm.
the exercise. There's a lot of things where like he always starts out with you like doing the same things, especially anything that's just like an easy direct things, but there's eventually it comes to a point where you are doing exercises, or like you are like rushing the rope faster than, he could do. And so in those moments he isn't as much.
and it's also, I think, important because Agatha's never thinking about her form, right? She's just thinking about like what can my body do? It doesn't matter if it actually feels correct or not. So it is easier to catch those sorts of things when you are like watching as opposed to doing.
Yep. And so it's dependent on the difficulty of the exercise and the likelihood that Agatha will do something extreme without being like you never do tumbling kind of exercises in parallel.
And I think at one point as we're nearing the end, hey, Orion.
Yes, Miss Locke.
Why are you here? Like, why these people? Why did we choose to like go with them?
I think he kind of sits like this is that natural juncture at which to sit down, and he does so with like a real heavy like exhale, sitting there with the towel, the bottle of water. Think you know that mm, I tend to defer to fate a little more often than your other teachers. It felt like the right time.
So it's what's happening now and not go with the flow, whatever is what we're doing. We didn't make an active decision.
There's this long moment where he kind of is like staring at you, looking at his hands, which he doesn't normally kind of hesitate to answer. He'll either usually tell you, look, we're not going to talk about this because, there are things that we can talk about and there are things we can't, or he'll give you an answer straight away. But this time he's like sitting there thinking about how much he should say. I wouldn't say that I'm going with the flow. But when I left the school earlier this week, feels like a lot longer than that. The expectation of my job at this point was that, well, now we were an imperial school. And I wasn't going to be an imperial tutor. So that was an active choice, followed by the active choice of having a feeling about the building that I would say was now fully justified. And then the crew that we have fallen in with, I have hesitated for a long time to join this rebellion, and it remains to be seen if I'm yet part of the rebellion and not just a part of this crew. But I am here because I choose to be. And you?
I mean, I also trusted my gut. Like, that's right. That's what, yeah, that's it. And I think that's sort of like Agatha is maybe not entirely sure why she is here and why she chose. In asking why you were here, it was almost like she was asking why she was here for a second.
Right.
And is in fewer words parroting back. Not anything about fate, but making the active decision to trust her gut. And I don't think, I mean, I'm going to assume that if you make an insight check on this, it will pass. So I will just tell you, it does not feel like she is very confident in that answer, though.
Yeah. I think Silas watches her but doesn't call her on it. Just gives a faint little nod and says, no matter what side I ended up on in the end, there's a good chance I'll have to face former students if I find myself in any central battlefield. And perhaps I would have made a choice earlier if that was not the case. Or perhaps I wouldn't have. But we're here now. Say again.
We both said, well, we're here now.
Oh, nice. Silas just looks.
Let me go vomit and sob.
Silas just looks at you and just. He rolls his eyes, but he's smiling.
Her eyes go so big and round, and I think, and as you smile and roll your eyes, she takes that as the cue that, like, she also has permission to, like, give you, like, a cheeky little smile and thumbs up, and is gonna, like, go back to surpassing your abilities in her brain on these stretches.
Yep. I mean, you absolutely do. Like, there's been no question this whole time that Silas, like, guides you through things that he absolutely cannot do. And that, unlike a lot of coaches where at some point, you know, you get the sense that they've done everything, he has coached a lot of different students at the school, and there's just no way that he has experience in all of these fields. So it really is just more about, like, study and watching and being very careful about what the students can do. So, like, yeah, there's no question that you are you are far outdoing him even on simple stretches. But he does try to, like, monitor how tired you are and run you just past the point at which you might have given in on your own, so that you will be too tired to be stressed out when you go to sleep.
Damn, that's crazy. Oh no, I'm having feelings. I, Kristen, am having feelings. I'm happy. I'm happy where this scene is. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, and I think on that note, we're gonna wrap up the session, and we'll come back to this next week with you guys with the journey mostly over. I think is where we're gonna come back, but still have some vignettes of what happened in this couple-day travel. Thank you all for playing. Thank you for anybody watching, and we will see you all next time.